But with that crowd, and the anticipation and everything else,
Did that keep them though?
I think he did it the right way.
The problem is, did it keep them the rest of the hour? When we get those quarter hours in,
Well, we'll find out.
got to wait till Monday, 4:00.
We'll find out.
I don't think he kept them.
I don't know. We'll see.
I mean, I don't think he kept them.
I don't think, you know, I don't even know if it matters, to be honest with you. At this point, Dynamite's still their number one show. It's not Rampage.
I was gonna say it's a lead.
You got a pay-per-view to sell.
This was a lead-in for Wednesday.
Yeah. I mean, Khan made that clear. I mean, he was throwing out all his tweets like, "This is tonight, but this goes through to the pay-per-view."
Well, I also heard him on Busted Open.
I think the other reason why they opened with it, and you know, we could talk about this on the show. I think they gave him. I don't think they gave him like, "Hey, you got 10 minutes." I think they were just like, "Go," and then we'll figure out our timing after.
Because they
might have said don't go over 20 minutes or whatever.
Here's the thing. They knew that he was going to take at least 15 minutes, which I think he did.
Right, let me add Jeff in here.
All right, Edward says he's good, so.
Yep, he's here.
Yep.
What's
Edwards, are you like me? Do you still have a smile on your face, Edwards?
Why? I just watched it again.
Me too. when I told I'm recording, by the way. Hello, folks. Anyway,
I'm recording also. You want me to do my little open and we'll get going?
Who needs an open after an open like that?
Why waste our little breath? All right, yeah, just real quick.
Go ahead.
Just real quick. Just real quick. What's up? Cool Truth, baby. We're back. Cool Truth. Retro Mania Roundtable. We're on a Retro Mania Wrestling Podcast Network. Cool Truth Podcast Productions. I'm Daddy Cool AC. Joe White, Hollywood Edwards are with me, and let's just go, man. What else can we talk about? I mean, here we are, Friday night, Rampage, CM Punk. I'll let you guys go first. You guys are the big CM Punk fans, and then I'll come in with my thoughts.
I'll let Edwards go first on this one. I got a lot to say about it. Go ahead, Edwards.
Okay, so last week I thought to close with him to build it.
Yep.
Throughout the night.
Yeah.
I stand corrected. And this is why I'm not the Booker of the Year. Khan is.
You did bring that up today, though. You'd open with him.
Yep.
Or yesterday. You did bring that up.
I did. I changed my mind about it. But after seeing it tonight, for sure, it was the right call because
yes,
it was I thought it was done perfectly. They gave him enough time to say what he wanted to say. He took about, 20 minutes? They even jumped off with Darby at the end.
Mm-hmm.
But the big takeaway that I didn't expect him to say in his promo, and AC, I know you want to wait for last, but I got to bring this directly to you because I was shocked that Punk actually felt like he wanted to address you, AC. Did you catch that where he said he explained that he had to leave?
Yep.
To the people that hate, he didn't call them haters, but, he was alluding to the people that, he rubbed the wrong way for certain decisions he made.
Yes.
And I thought the interesting thing that he said was physically, mentally, and spiritually.
Mm-hmm.
I can't heal myself in the place that made me sick in the first place.
Goddamn.
And for him to say the word spiritually, I was like, you know what? That's not just a word. That's pretty heavy. So I thought to myself, AC, what do you think, man? Like, because this is different for me and White as the big Punk fans as it is for you.
I 100% picked up on what you're alluding to.
Yeah.
And I don't know that I ever viewed it that way until he said it. Yeah, I mean, that was just real and raw. That wasn't,
right.
That wasn't, he didn't write that down a month ago and say, I'm going to say this, I thought it was very rare. I thought it came from the heart, and I don't know. I definitely appreciated it.
Right.
Just from the standpoint of, maybe I didn't give him enough credit for just being human. at the
Okay.
time when he left WWE. You know what I mean?
Yep, I
Like-
know exactly what you're saying there.
You're thinking, oh, he's a performer. He makes all this money. Like, stop being a fucking crybaby. But at the end of the day, we're all human. And I think that was I almost feel like maybe even though it didn't come off in the famous interview that really wasn't an interview with Cole Cabana, maybe because it hadn't happened yet. I feel like he was humbled. But at the same time, I think there's still some very strong feelings towards that place from
Right.
him.
Mhm.
Like, I didn't get this. I got the sense, and I don't know if you guys felt this way too, listening to him. Had there not been an AEW to go to, I don't know if he'd ever would have came back.
No,
Yeah.
he wouldn't have.
I
Yeah,
agree. I agree.
Yeah, I mean, I just got that feeling listening to that. So
My-
yeah, you definitely picked up on stuff that I picked up on there for sure.
And the other thing before I pass it to White here, we'll get White in because I know you're chomping at the bit, White.
I am.
The last part of it, for him to say he started in ROH, started as a wrestler in 2005, and now he came back to wrestling. I feel that is the biggest FU.
Yeah, it was.
Biggest FU to Vince and WWE.
I have a couple friends that are bigger WWE fans than say I am,
Mhm.
and at least 2 or 3 of them have picked up on that through different text conversations I had, and I don't know if it rubbed them the wrong way, but at the same time they're like, how do you just dismiss your WWE career? I think he wanted to give them a fuck you,
Right.
and he found his opportunity here.
Now, sorry. Go ahead, Edwards. I'm sorry. 'Cause
No,
I
you're
got-
good,
I
you're
got
good.
a
Go.
lot to say.
Go ahead, and
wanna
then I
make
got
sure
more, but I
everybody-
want to hear your
I
thoughts.
want to make sure everybody, Edwards has all his stuff because I got a lot to say about this promo. First off,
Go ahead, take your time. Bro.
I texted Edwards and I messaged or I asked AC. I texted Edwards, should they have saved this for the end? And you guys said no, they did it right. Looking at it now, you're absolutely right because I think I texted Edwards and I was like, yeah, you're right, dude. Because if they did not put him out there at the front, none of the other matches were going to get over. They didn't get over anyway. This is a one-man show.
Yeah.
Oh, they would have been chanting CM Punk through every fucking
I'm
match.
curious.
Yeah.
I'm curious to see how dark elevator. I mean, I'm not going to watch it, but I'm sure they were chanting it all the way every time they were taking a break in between dark matches and everything like that. All day long, I told AC I passed my physical today to go back out on the road,
Hey.
and so it's it's only fitting that today, of all days, his fortune shines upon us all. I've been annoying my wife all fucking day that the return of Pepsi Man is
So
coming.
have I, White.
I said, honey, the Lord and Savior is coming. Today is the second fucking coming. And she goes, no, it's not. I'm like, it's Pepsi Man. He's coming back, hon. He's got to, oh, man. And AC, when AC called me, I'm watching the entrance over again. And when I paused it, it's paused on this poor schlub who's reaching out.
Bawling his
eyes out.
Oh.
Reaching out for him. Reaching out for your fucking goddamn Savior. 7 years later, he's back to save us all in pro wrestling. And you can't get on the AEW merchandise store. I tried. I want to know how much the fucking T-shirt is because I want one.
Yeah.
They got me tonight, guys. Khan got me. I'm not going to want Punk got me. I like the new Titantron with the old 1950 style television, World War II television. The static.
Beautiful.
They put their own version of the static at the beginning of Cult of Personality.
It was slightly different.
And
Yep.
I like it better. I like this better. This is better than anything. Now, in regards to the big FU to WWE, people got in the spiritual aspect of things. And I know that I'm going to get some hate for this, but I got to kind of stay true to my roots here. And this is a good thing because he does it in the correct way. This is not the same CM Punk that left WWE. This is not the same CM Punk who left Ring of Honor. This is not the same CM Punk who I've been posting short little YouTube clips all week of pointing a pretend microphone in a woman's face back in IWA Mid-South, and when she goes to speak at it, he looks at her and goes, "You dumb bitch, I'm not holding a microphone."
Can I jump in for 1 second? I'm sorry. I sent Edwards a video today of Cult of Personality, and it was of Punk, his first walkout in the UFC. And I don't know that I ever picked up on this before I watched it today. He was like grinning from ear to ear.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
When he came out for that UFC fight. And I'm not saying that you got that guy, but
no, you didn't. You got somebody different. And I'll explain. I'll explain here.
I think maybe that experience, maybe
Humbled
I don't
him?
want to call it humbling, but I also think it gave him like a sense that there's more out there too, you know?
Well, I listened to the oral sessions with Renee that he did, Moxley's wife. And he goes, "Yeah, people are going to rag on me for losing, but I did it. At least I could say I did it." He goes, I realized I was way too old to be doing it. Because he said he was going to go to UFC when his contract was up after Money in the Bank, and then he signed that 3-year deal. And now he said, looking back, I wish I would have never signed that 3-year deal, and because it made it more toxic for me. And this leads me to my point with the word toxic here. And Edwards, I think you may know where I'm going with this. In all the interviews that I've seen him do, he did StarCast 2 years ago in an awesome sit-down with Mike Johnson. He did the interview with Renee. When it comes to being more spiritual and you know, it's something has come down and touched this man. Maybe he's a little bit woke, but he's doing woke in the right fucking way. He didn't come out there.
Yeah,
I know what you mean.
I hate the word, but I get what you're saying.
He didn't come out there and jam it down our throats. He didn't come out there and check some boxes. He didn't come out there and, oh, wrestling is for everybody. No, he came back and said, look, I'm back to my roots. And I said from the second that from the second Sean Ross Sapp leaked this shit, I said, I want Ring of Honor Punk back. Mm-hmm. And a lot of people don't realize is that he was using Cult of Personality in his final days of Ring of Honor. If you go on YouTube and watch where he signs his WWE contract on the Ring of Honor Championship belt, which is still to this day a brilliant angle, he comes out to Cult of Personality. That's not a new thing for him.
You know what? I got two quick things. Did you hear the crowd reaction when he mentioned Ring of Honor?
Oh,
it was not great.
No, it was very
I
mixed.
think people are down on it. And the other thing, my question is, I mean, Ring of Honor's cult following is clearly, I mean, they still have their, it's not what it used to be. I don't even think New Japan's is now.
They knew how to
everybody's watching AEW. The wrestling hardcore is watching AEW. So my question is this: same scenario, United Center, SmackDown. Say Roman Reigns is in the ring with today's WWE crowd. Do you get a pop that loud? I don't think you do.
I don't think so.
They don't run the
that
United Center
pure
for that.
Passion wrestling cult.
That was better than Money in the Bank.
Insane fan passion.
That was better.
And I don't know that WWE has that kind of crowd anymore.
That was better. This was a better pop than Money in the Bank 2014, and it goes to the old adage. I got to bring up my boy here. Jim Cornette says it best. How can I miss you if you won't go away?
How could we get through a show without mentioning
he's right.
I'm kidding.
He always says this when it comes to people leaving. How can I miss you if you won't go away? And Punk went away for 7 long fucking years. He stayed true to his roots, and he
you know what? Just thinking back, I don't know that you'd say the last 6 to 8 months of his WWE career was that all that great. True. After the Undertaker storyline ended,
he pretty much said so tonight.
It was. I don't want to even say whoever's fault it was. I'm sure his heart wasn't in it either. But it's not like there was a great run there. Even the babyface run, like I was in a couple buildings, and he kind of did the send off, and it was like, oh, CM Punk. And my daughter's a huge CM Punk fan, like you guys. And the one thing I always appreciated about him was the straight edge thing. When you have a young kid, that's,
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
a huge thing. And, my daughter, up until she went to college, was straight edge, and she was straight edge because of CM Punk. You know what I mean? So that's pretty cool. It just, I mean, we got to see what happens going forward, but man, tonight was awesome.
I like I said, with the whole being woke thing and apologizing to people like Edwards, who thought, oh, he just walked the fuck away from millions of dollars, and
Oh, he didn't apologize to me. He apologized to AC.
Yeah, he did.
See, I don't even think he came back for money. He
doesn't need it. Dude,
yeah, that's what I mean. I mean, everybody could say all the millions, and I'm sure he got paid. Let's be honest.
Oh yeah.
But I don't think he got paid because he's going to draw. When you're a draw, you get paid. It's just the way it works.
And
That's right.
he said something.
But you can't sit here and say the three of us agreed. And I'm just throwing it out there because I know people are going to say it was about the money. Well, if it was about the money, why didn't he go back to WWE 3 years ago?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, again, I know he probably got paid, whatever it is, good for him. But I got the sense that this isn't about money. This is unfinished business. This is
Yep.
I think there's a real
he wants a
love
final
for the
run.
fans there. I see when he left, I took it as, screw you, fans, screw pro wrestling. And it's almost like pro wrestling made you, dude. I know he made himself too, but pro wrestling also made you. And I have to say, I got the sense from him tonight that he gets that.
I mean, if you go back and even watch the Colt Cabana or listen to the Colt Cabana interview, like I've done several times in the last few weeks,
I have.
Nah.
he even says it. When he walked into fucking Cleveland, Ohio, when the day he walked out, you got 15 people coming up to him telling him to piss in a cup and run the ropes for a concussion test. He's got that damn MRSA infection on his fucking ass that they refuse. Their own doctors refuse to cut out of him. And he finally had to look at them and go, right now, me, right here, Cleveland, Ohio, fix me. I don't care about what papers you have to sign. I don't care what cup you want me to piss in. I don't care about what media thing. Fix me. And that
I think that was what he was talking about.
Exactly.
Physically.
That's what he. That's
Yep.
what he goes back, and that's what I fucking constantly tell. I fucking quit my job with Comcast to go back on the road, probably for this very reason. So I understand exactly where he's coming from. Nowhere near this extent, but when you're sitting there,
Yeah, you're better off not working for communists anyway. But
well, I mean, anyway, you know what? But when you're sitting there and you're in a toxic fucking environment, I hate to use that fucking word because it makes me sound like a little woke bitch. But when you're fucking getting screamed at and you're fucking don't have the proper tools that you need to do your fucking job, and the man who has billions upon billions of dollars won't give you the tools to do your job. They just fuck you, make the most out of it. You get sick. When I fucking left and went back out on the road, the reason why is because my fucking family couldn't stand to be around me anymore. Because I would fucking, I mean, AC.
I know
laughs.
the more shows we do, I get what they're saying.
I set him up, he knocks him down, folks.
There it is.
But I mean, it's like I would get up from my fucking, I would go to work at my computer, get up after I was done, eat dinner, go to bed, rinse, repeat.
Miserable.
And fucking miserable. I can only imagine what this guy was going through. He's the only one. Think about it like this, AC. Not the only one. He's one of the very fucking few that's got the goddamn balls, whether it be in 2014, whether it be in 2021. He's one of the few that has the goddamn balls to fucking look at Vince McMahon and be like, I don't like this company. I don't like the direction of your business. I don't like the way I'm being treated. Fuck you, goodbye. I've made you 10 times more money than you're paying me. Fuck you, goodbye. How many have the
the only
balls to
other
do
guy
that?
you could think of was Moxley.
And even Moxley didn't storm
And Moxley's
in there.
not on his level.
Yeah,
but.
no, Moxley
Right.
never stormed in there and looked at Vince McMahon and said, I don't fucking like this. He doesn't have the nerve to look at Hunter and go, did you piss in the same cup and take the same fucking test that you're asking me to?
Moxley said my contract's up. I'm just not going to
Exactly.
resign that.
He just said,
Yeah.
hey, I'm not going to sign. He didn't look at the man and go, fuck you, I'm leaving, and then sue him in court and win. You know.
Do you think somewhere tonight Paul Heyman was smiling just a little
Oh,
bit?
Yes,
dude,
yes,
yes.
definitely.
I think Vince McMahon is smiling. Because deep down, I mean, to be honest, I kind of agree with you, AC, in this. He's nothing without that WWE run. He would not be in the position he's in without that WWE run. You got to give
course.
credit to them.
I mean,
for a
he's
little
not.
bit.
He's not. Listen.
Without that
And this was my
machine-
thing with the UFC stuff. I mean, we all know why he got those fights because he would sell pay-per-views because of
hold
his
on.
WWE career.
If you go back and listen to the interview that he did with Renee, he said when he was going to leave back in 2013 or 2014, whatever Money in the Bank was. Tornado
What's going
warning?
on?
Yep, hurricane warning
Oh, yeah, that hurricane's about ready to smack
for
into
the
New
next
York.
36 hours.
Batten
Yeah,
down
we're
the
getting
hatches.
hit head on.
But anyway,
Wow.
he's the one that has he told Renee, he goes, I was going to leave after that Money in the Bank deal before I signed my that 3-year deal, that last 3-year deal. He was going to leave and go and train and do amateur fights and do it the way a pro fighter should do it. He said, now looking back in retrospect, I signed that 3-year deal when I shouldn't have. And after that 3-year deal, when news left in the sheets that I'd walked out, Dana called him and said, hey, what's your deal?
Yeah,
with
he
Vince?
had
Wanna
a
come fight?
relationship with Dana. That always helps, of course.
Well, he had a relationship with the Fertittas, and once they left, it all fell apart. But I mean, and he still works for them, doing commentary. But the bottom
Yeah,
line is,
he does. Yeah, in smaller shows
Yeah.
on Fight Pass.
and he loves it.
he
the bottom line is
he was
even
training.
admits-
He
he even admits that he did it totally backwards and he did
listen,
it the wrong way.
It's very hard to start at that age and become a good fighter if you don't have a fighting
Yeah,
background.
and he admits it. He
didn't have an
wholeheartedly.
amateur wrestling background like Brock Lesnar or Bobby Lashley or Jake Hager, so it's very different.
So I think that when he apologized tonight for everybody, I at first thought he was going to be like, if I offended you, if I fucking, I thought he was going to go heel. I'm not going to lie. I thought he was going to be like, up yours, here I am. Shit like
dude,
that.
honestly, like I don't even think I needed an explanation.
No.
I thought his thoughts
He doesn't
were
owe
the
you one.
explanation.
He doesn't owe
Right.
anybody an explanation.
He doesn't. No, of course not. And I never like. I see, dude. When I was down on him. Obviously, we don't have to rehash it. But I'm not. I don't know. What do you call it? Like stuck up enough to think that he owes me an explanation. How dare you leave? You owe me an explanation. No.
I bought your house, as he said in that interview.
Listen. I didn't know. To be honest, I was excited because it's huge for pro wrestling that he's coming back. I was excited because it's huge for AEW that he's going to AEW. I'm not fucking stupid or naive. I knew all that, and I knew it was going to be huge. And I want AEW to do well. I always have. I really feel like they've been turning a corner lately, especially since they've gotten back out on the road. And I'm liking a lot of things they're doing, and this just adds that much more credibility. But I never thought, like, guys, I had fucking goosebumps for 5 minutes straight.
Yep, same here. It's crazy.
I
was hoping
dude,
you would.
Say we were
oh
right,
my
AC.
god, dude! As soon as I heard the CM Punk chant, I was like, holy shit! When his fucking music hit and that pop, like, literally my whole body was like goosebumps. And then he's like came out, and you could just see it in his face. And I got more goose. And then when he went in the crowd, I'm getting them again. I'm literally getting goosebumps right now. And he jumped in the crowd, and I
That
was
was
like,
great.
this is fucking awesome.
Oh,
and I'm
man.
like, I never expected, like, I thought I would think it was cool, but I fucking literally
Now,
reacted to
I
it.
do have to say one thing. I'm sitting there watching it with my wife, and I got tears in my eyes, and my son's marking out all over the place, and he's diving into the crowd. I'm like, all right, security. But
And thank God they got Cold to Person. It just wouldn't have been
Yes.
right if they didn't have that
now,
song.
when he said, and this is a non-wrestling fan, my wife could give or take the wrestling business. Okay, she watches it. She was folding clothes in the background while this was going on. I mean, she was not interested in it. So he goes, I'm back. And the first words out of my wife, I'm sitting there cheering on. I'm like, goddamn right you are. And he's on the ramp kneeling, and he's in tears, half in tears himself. And I'm looking at the TV going, "You missed it, motherfucker. You know you missed this, motherfucker." And he goes, "I'm back." And my wife goes, "Until they piss you off and you walk away again." I'm like, "Oh, hon. Why do you got to put the dagger in my heart like that?" But you got a fucking point. What if they?
I mean,
it's not going to happen here.
it's very.
And I'll take it back to AC.
He won't let it
what
happen.
you said about Johnny Silver. CM Punk is going to have free reign over that place if he wants it.
Yeah.
You know, if Silver can cut any kind of promo he wants to, then CM Punk is going to be.
And that's part of the reason why he
unless
opened the show,
anybody-
because he had carte blanche to be out there.
Yep.
Anybody,
You know,
could,
they might have put like a max time on it.
Anybody
but
could cut any promo
They
they
weren't
want.
going to say you're restrained to 15 minutes or
And
something.
Anybody could say anything they want unless you're out there with a baseball cap, a boom box, and you're in North Carolina, and you can't do that if you're Max Caster, apparently.
Yeah, well,
But
I mean,
Punk is
like,
too-
we all know we all know the differences here. You know,
Yeah.
you're talking about
I
a
know.
top name who sells pay-per-views, and you're talking about an up-and-coming guy.
So
It's apples and oranges.
And
I mean, I don't
I'm-
agree with Max Caster
I'm not gonna lie, I had
suspension or fired, or I don't know what's going on with him. Like, I don't know. TMZ was using them. I don't think they are anymore. It's really weird. But
Hey, the other thing too about it, White, he was allowed to say what he wanted.
yeah.
he was.
He was, but there
Um,
was a consequence to it because the woke mob came after him.
Yep.
So
I
mean,
just think it was funny, not to rehash that whole thing.
yeah.
I just think it was funny when I went back and looked at his Twitter. He was like promoting his entrance right up until the thing aired.
Yep.
And then, from his perspective, he's probably like, I cut that thing 6 days ago. Like, fuck you. Like, I'd be like, fuck you guys. If you didn't like it, you should have cut it. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
And
But anyway,
But-
not to get off track
so
from Punk.
So Punk. He then, and I'm not gonna lie, I had added. I felt like. Sorry guys, I'm trying not to shed tears here like a little bitch, but I felt like I was 13 years old, sitting in front of my goddamn television set, watching pro wrestling again tonight, when he looks up into the fucking goddamn rafters and he called out Darby Allin. When he called out Darby Allin, I was like, whoa, holy shit, he's not wasting. He got the fucking thank yous out the way. He got the woke apologies out the way. Now let's get down to business. And you know what kills me is, you know, normally you have
He
that
has challengers for days.
from.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
what kills me is,
For
you know what
days.
makes him so fucking good is that in WWE they could try all the time to do this fucking half shoot promo shit where they, and then all of a sudden you could tell where they make that right turn back into, okay, I'm a character again.
Mhm.
This was fucking seamless, man. You believed that shit tonight.
Mhm.
You believed that he wants to show Darby Allin how it's really fucking done in the middle of that ring.
Right.
I-
He's the
I-
best in the world.
You goddamn right he is.
And here the other side of that. Now he's the biggest star in wrestling right now.
Hands down. Yep.
It's not even close.
Immediately.
And he's in AEW. What he means to AEW is just insane.
And you talk about
Um,
movies. He had a movie that hit Shudder today. Jacob's Wife. I wish I could fucking watch it. I might go
Who
watch
did?
it.
Punk did?
Punk, yeah,
Oh, I didn't even know that.
yeah. He's got
Um,
another horror movie that hit.
The other thing he said, which I loved, was, I got all the time in the world. I'm here Wednesday. I'm
Yep.
here Friday. I'm here 4 Saturdays or Sundays on pay-per-views. He basically was like, I'm fucking full. Like,
I'm
I mean, I
full-time.
know
admit,
AEW full-time is
I
different
I
than...
got to admit, guys, when I heard him say that, I'm sitting there going, okay, but what happens when this little Midwestern loop that they're running is over with and they want you to fly from fucking California on Wednesday to a fucking Virginia on Friday and then be at a pay-per-view
How
in St.
often is that
Louis?
going to happen, though? Let's be honest. I mean, this is not 311
'Cause he's
days or
already-
whatever
he's already
WWE's
said-
on the road.
He already said during that interview, which that interview that he did with Renee was about a year old, but he already said, I don't like to travel anymore. I don't like having to go and leave my
Yeah,
wife
but he
and
wasn't getting
dog.
paid 7 figures from Tony
True,
Khan,
true.
which I'm assuming he is now.
So let me
Yeah, but what kind of travel are we talking about? Is it, I don't think he's going to be on every Rampage.
no.
Or,
No,
he
no.
may, and he could easily do the Moxley
Well-
thing. Moxley records those pre-recorded promos on the shows he's not at. Why not?
Yeah.
Well,
my
he
big
doesn't
thing
have
is
to be
that-
at every single show. I mean, he's going to be at a lot of shows. He's going to be at the pay-per-views.
Well, my thing is that they're hanging
he has
around.
a huge role.
They're hanging around that Midwestern area for like the next month. They're going Milwaukee next week.
I think it makes sense from a standpoint
You
of them
know.
moving their equipment around, the ring around, and all that bullshit.
Yeah, but what happens and when
I want to listen. I don't care about their travel. I want to know what happens when CM Punk and MJF are cutting promos on each other.
That's
what
it.
I want to
Dude,
talk
dude,
about.
I'll
bro.
tell you right
That
now.
is going to be insane.
Adam Blampier put
How
on.
could you not be excited? Like, if you're not excited about this, just quit watching.
Those
I
two-
quit watching pro wrestling. Go watch.
Oh, and you know there's going to be WWE fanboy out there that's
of course.
shitting all over this.
Listen, I turned the corner. I'm a fucking CM Punk fan again. I don't know what else to tell you. How could you fucking not be?
Yeah.
It all came together tonight. It just all came together.
They
And I almost like, I don't feel guilty, but I almost feel guilty for not not seeing the human side of the man.
and they got a
before.
whole month to ride this wave until Bryan Danielson comes in and it's another wave
Oh.
crashing.
I mean, he's gonna get a pop,
I
but
didn't
he
even
ain't
think of
getting a
that.
CM Punk pop.
I don't
He
know,
ain't getting a
man.
Punk
I
pop.
don't know that New York crowd.
I'll be there.
You'll be it. Yeah, I mean,
I
dude.
actually might even have it. I look, dude, I might buy the CM Punk shirt. I just might. I'm like, dude, I
Just one
literally
thing.
felt like a little
You are
fucking
not.
kid tonight.
You
I
are.
love
Dude,
this.
you
how
are-
is that not one of the greatest moments that you've seen in pro
You are
wrestling?
not-
How is it not?
You are not allowed to wear a headband at any time while wearing that CM Punk shirt.
Listen,
No, you know what? No. He is. I'm going to permit it. If
Okay,
you're in a Punk
okay.
shirt, you wear whatever you want on your head.
It's got to
bro.
have red stars on it.
I thought the coolest thing we were gonna see on AEW TV was Sting's entrance. That feels
Yeah.
like 10 years ago right now.
It does.
does.
It
No
does.
offense to Sting, because
Yep.
obviously it's every time I see Sting, it's awesome. But
And
the possibilities of what they could do with Punk with so many guys, and he could go with anybody they have and anybody they
let's-
bring in. Oh,
let's be honest here. We love CM Punk, but we do, for those of you who have listened to this show, whether it be on Retromania, whether it be on the YouTube channel, my YouTube channel, From Pillar to Post, we shit on the booking of this show, of this promotion all the time, and that's not going to change, because as soon as he fucking left, this show went right in the goddamn toilet. The fucking tag match was a clusterfuck. The fucking Jade Cargill thing, Kiera Hogan, that was what it was. That was designed. That match right there was, okay, we'll see how it goes and see how much time Punk takes up. That's what that match was, a bookend and a buffer.
same thing with the
Here's-
Moxley match.
Yeah, the
You know,
Moxley match
I
was
thought
just
about
shit.
that. I
you
thought
know?
about that once Jade and Kira did a 3-minute match.
Yeah.
Okay, I get that Punk. You're gonna give Punk all the time he needs, and they did, and it was a great job. It ended up being 20 minutes. Perfect. Okay, fine.
Not fine. I told my wife when he was there, when they went to break and then came back, I'm like, oh, that's a genius move. Okay, you're gonna make your advertisers very happy. And then when he came
yes.
back,
I think they should only book 2 matches
When
for
he-
this show.
But here's that's what the point
Yeah.
I was getting at. The Rampage show last week. And I know Impact's involved, so they had to do it because Impact had a show tonight with Christian and Brian Myers or whatever. But if they could have just had that match after Punk
Mhm.
and just ran it to the end of the show, just double time it, whatever you got
Yeah.
to do, or even have the Miro match.
I bet you Impact
whatever.
is pissed too, because they had
'Cause
a fucking pay-per-view tonight with their champion defending their title on it, and then their champion, oh, he's not really there defending his belt. He's fucking in at AEW.
Yeah, here's the thing though. Did Khan make a mistake by doing that? Because you got eyes. You got eyes on this. My phone was blowing up with relatives that haven't watched wrestling in years.
Well,
Okay.
they expected that.
But okay, you came for Punk, you saw Punk. did those people turn it off once they watched the first match?
I think
They
so.
might have, but I think personally, I think the way they looked at it is Punk's going to be back on Wednesday and they're going to turn it on Wednesday.
That was the
And
point.
hopefully they're going to buy the pay-per-view.
That was
you
the
know, the
point
whole,
I was making earlier when he was like, I got all Wednesdays, all my Fridays, all this. I'm like, you
Mhm.
better mean it, motherfucker. And then they showed that he's making his Dynamite debut, and I'm like, that's when it hit me going, okay, well, for the next month, for the next month, they're in your territory. Are you going to be at that New York show?
You know, this is
Yeah.
why you're bringing up a great point, because this is like actually mind fucking me a little bit too. And it started with all week long. I'm feeling like a kid on Christmas Eve, especially yesterday. Like,
Yeah.
I couldn't fucking sleep. All right, I'm gonna mark out now. Okay, it's true. I'm a mark. I'm a fucking mark like the rest of us.
We
Joe.
Why
are.
not?
We
Okay,
all are.
So all day I'm just waiting. I'm waiting for 10 o'clock tonight. Waiting. Okay. That said, it's like he comes out. I hear the music. I hear the pop. And I saw him come out. And I'm looking at him and I'm going, is that MJF? Is this a fucking stunt? What's going
Me
on?
too.
Until
Me
he
too.
walked
Could
into
you
the middle
imagine?
and I clearly saw it was him. I'm like, holy fuck, it's him.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's saying that shit in the ring, and I'm thinking to myself, yeah, but you're not gonna travel. Yeah, but you're not gonna be on every fucking week. I don't know. And maybe he will be. Maybe he's just gonna be full time, like Kenny Omega's on every fucking show. Maybe CM
Yeah.
Punk will too. Like it's still gonna keep
Moxley
screwing
or
with us
Jericho.
until we see it
Yeah.
to believe it. You know?
But I think part of the reason I'm so excited about it is this is kind of the stuff we dreamed about when AEW became a thing.
Yes. Yes.
You know,
Well, see, and that's
This
how
is-
that's how I'm telling you that this is not even the same CM Punk that we saw 2 years ago. Because you said if this was about the money, he would have signed with WWE 2 years ago. No, if
Right.
this was about the money, he would have signed with AEW 2 years ago when they
True.
when they were trying to
Mhm.
communicate via text messages.
I think he wanted to see how it was going to pan out and how how things were going to go there. You know what? I think when they first started, it was probably too soon for him because he's probably thinking to himself, "I'm not going to put myself in a situation where
And
this thing's a shit show." And who knows? Maybe if we didn't have a coronavirus, maybe it would have happened a little bit sooner. Because really, the bad run that I think AEW had was, I just think it got very complacent in those 1,000 fan Daily's Place shows.
Yeah.
When they went back to Daily's Place a couple weeks ago, I'm like, oh God, please, why so soon? Like I'm just sick of seeing that fucking stage.
Homecoming. It's homecoming.
Yeah, homecoming 4 weeks later. But dude, and now you see these other arenas, and it's like, here we go.
I'm fine.
I was
if-
at the first Dynamite. I felt it, the fucking buzz, the excitement. You know what I mean? I feel like that we're gonna get the same kind of excitement, maybe even more, in New York in a couple weeks. They got a lot. It's got a lot. To be honest, bro, guys, I could care less about fucking WWE right now. I gotta be honest.
It's
Well,
true.
I mean,
it's true.
you know,
SummerSlam's tomorrow. I don't
SummerSlam
give a
is
shit.
tomorrow,
I
and
really don't.
aside from fucking, I really, I watched SmackDown tonight just because my kid wanted to, and I could give, the coolest.
Did it run over?
No, not at all.
There were
Okay,
rumors
that
that it
was-
was. I knew it. I
I
knew
just
it.
asked because there was a rumor that it was gonna.
No, actually, and my friend Robert Wells, who's actually coming down to watch SummerSlam tomorrow.
Yeah,
with me-
Robert Wells, baby. That's the Cowboy James Storm. Tell him I said that.
Anyway, he fucking called me pissed because in the Richmond, Virginia area, because my TV stations come from Roanoke, which is 3 hours west of Richmond. So in the Richmond, Virginia area, Fox did not air SmackDown. They aired the fucking Washington football.
preseason?
Yeah, they aired the fucking football game.
So it's funny you mention that because Alvarez always puts the ratings out, and he put the rating out for SmackDown from last week, and he said this is subject to change because there were
'Cause of the
so many
football game.
territories that showed football and not SmackDown, and the rating got combined.
Yep.
So they really weren't sure what the rating is.
And
Um,
it makes me wonder, are they showing SmackDown after the football game? And are people going to stay up that fucking late after a boring-ass preseason game to...
No
you know,
way.
no way.
No way.
I
No
mean,
chance.
after preseason game starts at 7, 8 o'clock. It's not over till 11, 12.
Here's the
You're gonna
thing,
watch
guys.
SmackDown after. I mean, you could easily, you could you could DVR it and watch it the next day. I don't know, that is one of those things, and it makes me kind of glad that AEW is going to TBS, because it's just a fucking, maybe not as bad for WWE because you still have Raw, but like when AEW head into the last pay-per-view, what was it, Double or Nothing, and they had like 3 weeks in a row on Friday night going into it. It was such a buzzkill.
And it
You know what I mean?
Well, the only reason why they're going to TBS is so that they don't get preempted for the NBA. That's it.
Which is fine. That's fine.
Yeah, it's
See,
fine
the
with
thing
me.
is I don't think it hurts them going there because
Not
their
at all.
following is going to go there.
Yeah, nobody's going to watch. Anybody who's watching AEW is not watching fucking basketball, nor do they care.
No, they're going to go. They're going to go there. They're going to go to TBS. They're going to watch it.
TNT
I got
is gonna
something
get the
interesting.
Clash,
If you guys are
you know.
ready, I got something interesting for you. I want to bring up, and I kind of
Is it
stumbled.
non-Punk related?
I
I do have
I-
another Punk thing that I need to.
Go with your Punk thing, but I'm going to tie it into Punk. But go ahead. Go with
Oh,
your
okay.
Punk thing first.
All right. The other part of this that we're not looking at is the non-competition pissant company that just pulled off a fucking miracle. I think it's interesting that you have Roman Reigns on an interview yesterday
Oh, this pissed me off so much.
saying that CM Punk was never. Now listen, I love me some Roman Reigns. I love the family, all of that. Saying that
I
CM
don't.
Punk isn't over like John Cena or The Rock is over. Okay. All right. Now I get
I
what
hope
he's
you
saying.
watch that tonight.
I get what he's saying. But Roman, let me tell you something, Joe. Not you, White. Joe on a White. Take 7 years off and then come back and see if you get the same reaction.
Or better yet.
Whatever you say, you better be damn sure you're saying it about the
If
right
they-
person.
If they didn't,
And
have-
if this isn't competition and this isn't a war, why the hell is Roman Reigns out there trying to bury the other company with
why not just
CM
no-sell
fucking
it?
Punk? 7 years. Did you hear that reaction? Guys, now the war is going to start. In my
Here's the
opinion.
problem.
So-
Here's the problem. They don't get the fan dynamic. I really don't think they get it. Maybe there's people at WWE that do, and Triple H is probably one of them because of what he's been trying to do there. And clearly, it's falling on deaf ears. But that's a whole other show. They don't get the fan dynamic.
I
They
don't
just
think
don't
they
get
either.
it.
they don't
I
want to
mean,
get it.
If CM Punk came out tonight, that crowd would have been filled with half single moms bringing their fucking kids to a WWE show who don't have a fucking clue in the world who CM Punk is.
Well, it brings me to my point.
He came out on the wrestling show. The wrestler came out on the wrestling show.
and he said
mean-
he
Good
said
point.
it as much too.
Right.
Yeah.
And this is why his words were so great. He gets it.
So-
he gets it. I don't think they get it yet.
A couple things here before you move on. I have a couple of Punk things here. I put on Twitter today in response to that interview that Joe did. I said, "Motherfucker, don't kid yourself. If he really wanted to, Vince could hire that sumbitch back and put him in your fucking spot tomorrow, and the ratings would still be the same. Why? Because you still have a 70-something-year-old fucking crazy grandpa booking him. It doesn't matter who it is. They're interchangeable. Vince could cancel Roman Reigns tomorrow, put Seth Rollins in his spot, the rating would still be the same.
And now what's Pop going to be for Danielson? I mean, is Bray Wyatt watching this
of course,
saying, thank God they released me?
this is coming from Fightful.
I'm just asking the question.
This is coming from Fightful. Of course, Tony Khan had to do those "look at me, I'm the coolest man in the room" scrums after this.
Dude, it's a Connie Khan world, bro.
It is a Khan. Anyway, but CM Punk talked at this one. This is coming from Fightful.com. During a post-show media scrum, Punk was asked about the decision to return now and what's changed in the last couple years. He said the following: "I'll go ahead and spoil that I've been talking to Tony for probably a year and a half about this. right around the time the goddamn pandemic hit. Go figure.
Mm.
Some girls are easy to get into bed. I am not. I need to do wined and dined. That's not, oh, I need more money and less dates. Oh, I need this and that. It was literally just talking to Tony and getting to know him. And the more people that he employed that I knew, I'd ask questions and they'd tell me things. I've been back in the game for a few minutes, so I've seen that. I think I traced it back to, especially since the downfall of ECW, every 6 months to a year, somebody pops up. I have money. We're going to have TV. We're going to use all the ECW guys. This is not a slight on Tony at all. It's more of a slight at me being paranoid, neurotic, anxiety-ridden, and a very careful person, and I wasn't in a hurry. The pandemic kind of helped that out, I knew a lot. I couldn't debut if there's no people in the building, so I always say timing is everything, and there were a lot of happy accidents along the way that made this possible. So there you go.
And it makes sense.
And he's right, man. He's absolutely fucking right, How many people and he said this before, how many people have popped up going, I got TV, I got this, I got that, TNA, which he was in fucking TNA before he went to WWE.
Mm-hmm.
He left TNA because TNA said he couldn't work Ring of Honor anymore. And the whole, I need more money and less dates and I need this and that. It's no, I want to talk to you and know how fucking serious about this shit you are. I want to make sure that you're not just going to be in this for a few minutes and then when the ratings dip a little bit, you dip out on us.
It's funny you bring that up because I literally responded to idiots on Twitter. AEW's rating dropped a little bit, or it was down a little bit for Dynamite this week. It wasn't down much. It was down a little bit. And then Rampage last week was 750,000, whatever it was. And they're trying to make this, you see, they're gonna run out of money. They're gonna do this. And I was just like, do you idiots know how much fucking money these people have?
Yeah.
And the one thing, and we've been talking about this for a few weeks now. They're in this for the long haul. This is he is not just Tony Khan. We make fun of him and the whole thing. We're going to continue to, and he's going to do things that annoy us, all the disclaimers and everything else. Oh, Tony, great show, blah, blah, blah. But the one thing he's shown here, he's acting like a guy that didn't expect to make $1 million on his wrestling company in the first year. He's acting like a guy that said, I'm going to take a loss for a while, but I'm going to build this thing.
He drew up the big plan with crayons.
Yeah, maybe it was a grid, but
I think he upgraded. I think he upgraded to colored pencils tonight.
Yes, definitely.
And there's
definitely
a real correlation with the ratings
give the man credit,
and having fans.
I got to give the man credit. I don't like his booking style. If CM Punk can kind of tutor him in a way, but then again, that's
or the guys in the back.
That's supposedly what he has Cody for, to be the big mind behind everything.
Dude, if you're Darby Allin and you're now working a program with CM Punk, you should be a fucking sponge.
Oh God, yeah.
Here's what kills
you know
me
what I mean? Like
he's got Sting behind him,
and you're
he's
gonna have
be working
Daniel
with
Bryan.
CM Punk.
Well, here's what kills me is that now it's time for Tony Khan to step up to the plate and actually fucking goddamn be a good booker. And actually use some fucking logic and some common sense and not
I think you're gonna
do
get
shit one week
I
and
think you're
abandon
gonna
it the
get
next.
to Jekyll and Hyde.
I think
you're gonna get to Jekyll and Hyde.
I think we've seen a few things. Like for example, we always bitch about the refereeing, tag matches.
God,
there's no
dude.
rules. Did you notice on Dynamite they had a Texas Tornado tag team, and they build it that way?
Yes.
That's a difference that we haven't been seeing for the first year and a half.
Right.
Yeah. But
So whatever's going on,
And
But
guess
then-
who was in the
is-
match? Sting.
Yeah, but then they
Yes.
have the Young Bucks come out there, and in a tag match with the Jurassic Express, they got that bald motherfucker out there, and just treats it like it's still a Texas Tornado tag when it's not. That's where they
Baby
lose
step.
their way.
White baby steps.
No, man, the fuck.
Yeah.
Fuck baby
I mean,
steps. They
listen,
No,
did it
you
for
got
2
dude,
years.
White.
We're gonna critique
You have to
every
give them.
match.
You have to give them credit for at least doing something because it's better than nothing.
Well,
So
but-
for them to have one Texas Tornado match, that's a fucking improvement.
Haven't they had
And here
Texas
and
Tornado
wait,
matches in
am
the
I gonna
past?
blame? Am I going to blame Tony Khan for that match, or am I going to let's be honest? Every Young Bucks match is that way.
Is a Texas Tornado? Yes.
Every single one of them.
And you know what? It all goes back to the reason why I don't go shows anymore. These fucking fans let them get away with that shit and treat it like it's so cool. It's not cool. Not when you book.
Listen,
if every Young Bucks match is a
but
Texas
we also
Tornado,
have to realize
book it
that
we're
also older too.
Tell us at least that it's lucha rules.
AC,
Okay.
that's a great point. You know, if you really think about, like, we are older and we've seen more wrestling. We've seen the old school. We've seen Jim Cornette booking tag matches. And it's the polar opposite of what it is today. But that's a great point you bring up because, my God, if you go back to 2012, Punk and Bryan, for example, it was almost 10 fucking years ago. That means that there are kids that were watching Dynamite that watched those guys 10 years ago. They were 6, 7, 8 years old.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, really think about that.
Yeah, and if you just scan the crowd, and even being there, it's a 20-something crowd. You know, for the most, I mean, obviously there are exceptions, but
Right.
it's a 20-something crowd.
I mean, it's either 20
And I
something
think
or you got
I think they're still stuck in trying to give something for everybody.
It's
And I think if you're gonna watch AEW, you're gonna enjoy AEW. It's gonna be a give and take. Listen, there's shit on there that I don't like either. I didn't start really liking this Elite thing till like 3 weeks ago, where it just got. You know what it is, and I was thinking about this watching Dynamite the other night, and I don't know if you guys remember this. Matt Jackson was in the ring, and he just did something or whatever, and he started doing the Rick Rude. You know, he had his hands over his head,
Yeah.
and swinging his hips.
And, it was
Yeah.
fucking
And then as they
stupid.
went to picture, he like took his arms down like he was like ass ramming somebody. And I just looked at it and I just started laughing. And I was just like, they went from annoying obnoxious to so overly obnoxious, it's actually starting to work. Now,
They've always been that way than me. They're so
It's
stupid, they're funny. That's
it's
the way they
different.
are.
Well, you hate them. You're always going to hate them. You're never going to give them credit for anything. And I'm not saying this is my favorite version of the Young Bucks either, but the group, if you look how Kenny's working and how he's acting, even Callis to an extent, the Good Brothers when they're on AEW, you know, and the Bucks, they're all kind of doing this
It's BTE.
overly obnoxious.
It's
well,
BTE on
it's
TNT.
a being the elite. It is. I just think it's getting better. I didn't like it
Nah.
at first. I don't know. Maybe it was who they were feuding with. I don't know. It just, to me, it's just, I don't know if I'm getting used to it. And that's why I'm not going to say, again, it's not my favorite thing, but it doesn't it's not to the point where I'm like, I'm beyond the point where I can't stand the Young Bucks. The other side of it is I think Nick has caught up to Matt, and I didn't see that before. Like, Nick wasn't obnoxious. Like, Matt was so overly obnoxious and Nick wasn't. Now that Nick is too, it's like,
Yeah, Nick
okay,
was just
I
like the
get
straight
it.
guy.
Yeah, and now
Yeah,
that they're both, yeah.
They're looking more to me, and I know what you're saying, because when he did the ass ramming thing, I'm getting more of like a DX vibe. Like, they're going for crazy but still cool in a way.
Yeah. And they're doing all these like Macho Man gyrations
Yeah,
and Shawn Michaels gyrations and now Rick Rude. And it's like literally they're trolling you, Joe White.
Yes. Like, it
And
finally makes sense. I get it now.
It's like we're trolling the golden era or something. You know what I mean? Like a golden era / attitude era. It's like it almost feels like it is like a troll.
But the problem is that, you know, you guys could go back and love them all you want to. I will never like these motherfuckers.
I never
because-
said I loved it. I just
and
said
the-
that
the
I
problem
like it a
is-
little bit more
and
than I
it's-
did.
You just
it's-
have- you have
it's
to give
not
credit
the
when you see
workers,
it.
It's not their fault. Again, it's the fans' fault for giving them a pass and thinking that, oh, the
But
referee.
why, if the fan enjoys it, how's it a pass though?
The referee totally fucking ignoring it and everything is that's every
Dude, Rick
fucking
Knox
match
is the worst
okay.
referee in the history of wrestling.
He's
We all
fucking
get
He's
it.
terrible.
always
And he
the
does
ref.
every Young Bucks
Every
match,
one of
but
their
he
fucking
does it
match.
for a reason.
yeah, he does it for a reason because the fans give them a pass on it each and every fucking time.
I don't
it
think he's
pisses
a
me
very good
off.
referee, and I don't. There's things about Aubrey I like, but there's things that I don't because one thing that annoys me about Aubrey, and I picked up on this, and I picked up on it at the wrong time too because I Wednesday watching Sammy Guevara and Spears, she gives away the kick out.
Yeah.
And now I see it, and I'm like, fuck.
You know another
So
thing that I hate?
when Spears kicked out at a 6:30, I knew he was gonna kick out, which ruined it for me because she fucking gave it away.
You know another thing that I hate, and all the AEW referees do this, and even WWE referees do this now? Your job is not to sell what's going on in the ring. That's the wrestlers' jobs.
Yeah.
I hate that shit of when somebody takes a bump. They're selling it more than the fucking wrestlers are.
You know, I like it when I don't even remember who reffed the match.
Exactly.
Yeah, you know what? Oh, shit. I can't remember. It was probably 2 weeks ago. I read somewhere after Dynamite that Brian Hebner reffed the match, and I
Yeah.
didn't even see him. I was like, what are they talking?
Really?
Brian Hebner was not on that. Yeah, and it turned out it was him, but it was probably because it was so good I didn't even realize it was him.
Right. He didn't do what White was saying. He didn't do what I was saying.
Right.
And
I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, and I'm sorry, I blame the fucking fans for liking the shit. I'm sorry, I really fucking do when it comes to the Young Bucks. You know, Meltzer sits there and goes all the time, the fans like it, so it's got to be good. It's got to be okay. No, the fans liking it, that's the fucking problem. How can you motherfuckers like
They're
this
spending the
over
money.
and over and oh, exactly. That's my point. How can you motherfuckers, they're spending the money.
they're selling out buildings and shit.
I mean, there's.
I think it's the age, White. I think it's the age, and I think it's the amount of wrestling they've seen, and what they grew up on was probably the PG era in WWE.
Yeah,
like when you
weren't
see a
doing this
crowd
shit in
reaction,
the PG era.
And
when
this
you
is
see
more fun.
when you see a crowd, you see a crowd reaction like Christian and Omega got. They booked that like it was friggin' 1988. So if you book a tag team match like between the Bucks as the Rock and Roll Express versus FTR as the Midnight Express, you're going to get that reaction if they booked it the same way that they would book Christian and Omega.
Yeah,
but the problem is they don't.
Dude, here's what killed. Okay.
So how are the fans? And I'm
Did you
defending.
hear what JR said about Christian and Omega?
What?
He said it was the best match he's called in a decade.
It's probably true.
And it was a damn good match. The Young Bucks.
So I'm
though,
kind
are
of
never gonna get
defending
that over
the
with me
young
because,
crowd here, but what do they have it to base it off of?
But that's
Yeah.
what when it comes to the Young Bucks deal, it's like, okay, if you're watching football,
But they're not the only ones doing this.
But
though.
here's the thing, though, is if you're watching football team A and football team B, the formula of the game of football has not really changed at all, hardly.
That's actually
well, rule changes.
grossly
have came,
inaccurate.
But what I'm saying is,
football
if
is
all of a
way
sudden-
different today than when we were kids.
if all of a sudden the fucking the Washington football team are playing the Chicago Bears, and then in the middle of it, the fucking referee blows his whistle, and they all start doing the kid and play fucking dance break in the middle of the fucking
Yeah,
football
but
field.
you're comparing a
know?
performance to an actual sport.
Yeah.
Football is a
It's-
performance.
It doesn't work.
Football is sports entertainment. You're paying to see it. It's entertainment. Don't kid
Yeah, but
yourself.
it's
It
still
has
a
real.
sport.
It's
I
it has
mean,
rules.
it's like if I equate it.
No,
okay,
here's the difference.
Okay, hold on.
FTR. No,
You're
here's
watching-
the difference.
You're watching a
FTR
Arnold-
uses. Hold on. FTR uses a tag rope. The Young Bucks don't. If there's a rule in the NFL that says you need to use a tag rope and the other team doesn't, you get a flag. And wrestling, the match goes on. Because
Okay. You're
it's-
watching
it's
a
a
Arnold.
work.
You're watching a fucking Arnold Schwarzenegger movie, and Sylvester Stallone and him are bad guy and good guy, and they're going the fuck at it for about an hour and a half, and then all of a sudden, the fucking streamers come out and they start sipping fucking whiskey with each other and eating cupcakes. You're gonna look at it and go, "What the fuck is this shit?" And you've just
Yeah,
totally
because you're watching it
discredited-
expecting an action movie.
Yeah, but I'm watching this expecting it to be a real sport. That's the
But
point
see,
of professional wrestling.
But bro, you're looking at it as you can only do it the way I like it. Now you listen.
Don't
You have
give
a
me
right
that
to
shit.
opinion.
Don't
You have
give
a
me that
right to
shit.
say you
I'm
don't
sorry,
like
man.
it. But you saying that, oh no. Why are they doing this? Why are they doing this? I mean, let's be honest. who are the people getting the reactions. You could hear it on TV. Now they're putting people on TV that should not be on TV. And I'm a private party fan, but they should not be on
Now,
TV
my
right now.
thing is,
I don't know what's going
my
on with
thing
them.
is-
Me
But
neither.
they,
You saw a professional
that spot
wrestler-
with Mark Quinn tonight was fucking terrible.
It was.
And you know what? If Luchasaurus was really a pro like he says he is, or people say he is, he would have no-sold it and dropped an elbow on him or something.
Now-
because he missed the move by 3 feet.
And I love CM Punk, don't get me wrong. But if he pops up on TV Wednesday night doing the Orange Cassidy lazy kicks and the fucking dance breaks and whatever else, I'm
Do you
gonna
really
fucking
think he's
shit
gonna?
on him.
Is CM Punk gonna do that though?
I wouldn't put it past him.
Here's like, listen.
Oh, here it comes. Now it's turning.
The three of us can't stand.
Fucking Sting
can't
did it.
stand
Sting
Orange
did it.
can't stand Orange Cassidy. But if you look at it from Khan's perspective, every time he comes out, the whole arena's chanting "freshly squeezed."
Doesn't mean that it's good.
Why wouldn't you do it? But the fans are reacting to it.
And the fans are fucking idiots. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
And fine. Good is Chris Jericho's an idiot too because he fucking put him over.
Exactly. It's the
I
same.
mean,
I mean,
I
I'm
don't get where
When
you're
Sting-
going with
when
this,
Sting came
this
out
whole
there,
thing.
when they
you
fucking-
just want you and Cornette want it to be 1984 again, and it's not.
Well, when Sting came out there and did the fucking lazy kicks with Orange Cassidy, I fucking rolled my eyes and I'm like,
I
what
didn't
a
like that
fucking
either.
moron.
I'm with you. I don't like it either.
That's the shit that I'm talking about.
I
Now,
didn't mind it.
I will say
And
that
the reason I didn't mind it is because they're both baby faces.
it doesn't matter, man.
Okay.
Sting is
It does matter, White. It does matter. Because
How?
what did you
Why?
want Sting to do? Grab him by the throat and go totally out of character like he's a fucking
right.
heel?
No,
He's not going to do that. So what would he do?
No, you could fucking be like, I'm Sting. I don't have to fucking count out of this bullshit and smack his ass in the fucking face, throw him into the
He's
goddamn
not a
thing.
heel.
That's not a heel move nowadays. Fuck.
I don't know. There's a lot. I mean,
You want Sting, the ultimate superhero babyface, to smack another babyface in the face. Yeah, what are you talking about?
If it was a real fucking fight, Sting would fucking smack his ass in the fucking face, say fuck you.
Would he?
Yes.
They're in the same locker room, White. They're in the babyface locker room. He sees them all the time back there doing his stupid shit.
That doesn't mean he's got to play along.
Okay, so turn him heel against Orange
That's
Cassidy.
not
How
just
just for
long
a
turn him
ago?
second.
heel.
How long ago was that? Do you guys remember?
Couple weeks.
All right, hang on.
I think it was a few weeks ago. Maybe
Now-
last month.
Now, here on the opposite side of that, you have Cornette who's going to shit on Sting going through a table and instantly popping up and beating his chest. And when I'm looking at that, I'm going, that's WCW Sting. That's the Sting I remember. That shit I'll give him a pass for. But the fucking Orange Cassidy lazy kicks, go in there and just have a tea party, why don't you, next week? You know?
I don't know, White. Did it really affect the match? I mean, neither of them were in it. They were outside the ring.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't.
It's-
I didn't.
I'll
I didn't
give you
really
I'll give you a
like it,
pass
but-
on that. If it fucking were to happen during a match, then I'd
That
be
would be a
pissed.
different story. That would be a different story.
Oh man.
But anyway, let's not get bogged down on that.
All right,
because
so
Punk
all
came
right,
back.
so this is gonna play into what I was gonna bring up with you guys. So I was listening or I was reading something from Jericho, and he made a claim that the people singing his music made like 5 million views over all the platforms
Okay.
this past week. I mean, YouTube's like 500,000 right now. But I started looking at their YouTube views, and I'll give you an example. Britt Baker, 136,000 views. This was from Dynamite this week. Paul White, want to know what he got? 1.2
Sure.
million.
Okay.
All right. Malachi Black and Cody. This was from 2 weeks ago. 1.4 million. Let's see. Thunder Rosa, 103,000.
Mm-hmm. Disparaging difference there.
Yep. Let's see. Spears and Guevara from this week. It was only put up a day ago. 230,000. But Sting with the double Scorpion Deathlock is almost at 500,000 right now. Let's see. I just looked it up. The spot between Sting and Orange Cassidy kicking each other, the stupid little spot there.
Mm-hmm.
It did 1.7 million views.
Hmm.
Britt Baker and Nyla Rose did 131,000.
I see what you're saying, and WWE's the same way. The WWE's YouTube channel right now, the fucking segment from 2 weeks ago where Indy Hartwell runs in and kisses fucking Dexter Lumis, totally trashing the stipulation match that they just had, grew to like fucking millions upon millions of views there. I mean, I get what you're saying.
Yeah, but here, you know, again, people ask why is Christian getting a title shot? 1.1 million views.
Mm-hmm.
You don't, you know, I mean, I know you guys get it, but I mean, you could just see what they're going for here. You know, the bigger names are getting them more buzz on social media, on YouTube, and it's something that is huge for WWE. They react to it. It's probably why Vince is so down on NXT, because if you go to NXT, you get a couple 100,000, and then you'll get, you know, John Cena and Roman Reigns will get 15 million views.
Check this out. Was Chris Jericho successful in Labor number 5? Was posted a day ago, 185,000 views. CM Punk's 2 promos were posted an hour ago, 278,000 views and 248,000.
Oh yeah, I mean those are going to.
But to AEW's credit here, they don't immediately go on and post full fucking matches that just happened on TV directly on their YouTube page 30 minutes after it happens. I got
a lot of these are like.
And
later, a couple days after Dynamite, they'll give you the top 5 moments, and then you get like number 2's moment for this week was Sting's double Scorpion, not the Scorpion Death Drop, the what do you call it? The fucking
Deathlock.
Yeah, Scorpion Deathlock. Thank you. My mind went blank.
I will give.
So I mean, it's only been up for a day, and it's got almost 500,000. So
I will give
you know,
Elite
Sting's
credit.
or Punk is going to get them 3, 4, 5 million views. I mean, this is, you know, this is the thing they need to do to get those other names out there, because they're not going to get the same kind of hits.
I will give the Elite credit on this one. It kind of reminds me of Triple H back in the day, that reign of terror that he had, where you could not wait to see who is going to be the ones to take these motherfuckers out. You know, they're putting people on in that building with this cage match thing. Now, do I think that they're going to win the cage match? The Bucks are, yeah, because I firmly believe, and a lot of people have said this too. They're building to Moxley and Kingston versus the Bucks in New York, Kingston's hometown.
Could be.
I think it should be. And those 2 are the ones that take the titles off of them. But
yeah, my only problem
with
with that is, again,
because right now Jungle Boy does not need to be stuck in a fucking tag team with Luchasaurus.
I agree. I don't want to see them win.
They need to go ahead and pull the trigger on this guy, and I really want to see him and Danielson in a singles match.
Jungle Boy and Danielson.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Dude.
Hell yeah, White.
Why not?
Hell
Why
yes.
would you not want to see that?
I mean, like I said in my YouTube video a while back, the perfect promo, you know, I faced dead guys, like half dead guys like Darby Allin. I fucking, you know, faced snakes in this jungle. The one thing I've never faced in that ring is an American Dragon. And that's the fucking promo that sets up that match. And I want to see it so fucking bad at Full Gear.
White, do me a favor while you're on.
What's that?
Can you check Meltzer's site? Because I was on Twitter before Rampage, and I saw a quote from somebody that was quoting Meltzer. Not on Twitter. They didn't quote a tweet. It was just written. But apparently Meltzer said somewhere that
another big name
after
is coming
Punk
in?
and after Bryan, there's a third.
It's Flair. It's got to be
Okay.
Flair.
Okay. So you saw it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Who else is there?
Bray Wyatt.
Wyatt? Sorry, but no. I just have no interest in seeing. Not everybody's got to go there, and unless he's going to be doing the fucking Fiend gimmick or some form of it, nobody is going to have any interest in him. I don't.
The rumor was that he had a third character that he was.
I mean, I could give two fucks about William Rotunda. Would you give two?
It's
fucks?
Wyndham. It's Wyndham White.
And you
Barry Wyndham.
Whatever. Do you give two fucks about
wow.
Phil Brooks?
Wow. Wait till I
How
tell
could you
Cornette
give
that
a
you
free
just shit on Barry Wyndham. I can't wait to tell
William,
Cornette you shit on Barry Wyndham.
Barry, whatever. Do you give a fuck about him if he shows up that way in a singlet? No. Would you
In
give
a singlet? Wait, whoa. Listen to the old wrestling fan shitting on the Four Horsemen and Barry Wyndham.
Dude,
Listen to this.
dude,
This is amazing. This is
okay.
fucking amazing. Mike Rotunda's son, and you don't give a shit.
If Punk would have shown up
Who
tonight,
am I talking
This
to
guy
right
has
now?
been the best character in wrestling for like the last
yeah,
10 years.
and he should continue to be.
And yeah, but how do you know he's not?
I don't know.
You don't know what he's gonna do.
But what I'm saying
Have you ever
is,
seen him as himself? I haven't.
Husky
How do you fucking
Neither
know
have
what
I.
it's gonna be?
Husky.
Imagine him going out wearing the snakeskin boots that his fake uncle/godson gave him, and he's in jeans, kicking ass. Is that gonna be good? Maybe.
I gotta
They
see
could
it.
be.
I
They
mean,
could be.
let's see it. Why? Come on. Give Bray a chance.
Well, I mean, the thing is that I'm just so sick of this. Everybody's got to go to AEW shit. You know?
Where do you want him to go? TNA? All right, send Bray Wyatt to TNA.
Yeah,
no,
and
you know
they're-
what?
you can't even
If you're
afford
gonna
them.
put him in the snake skin and everything like that, the NWA is the best place for him.
Yeah, but nobody's gonna watch, dude. Nobody's watching these promotions.
Yeah, but not everybody could go to AEW.
Did you hear what happened to NWA a couple weeks ago? Now they're charging people on Fight TV to watch their weekly show,
Yeah.
Yes, it's fucking stupid.
and
What
they
is-
lost the feed.
Oh my god.
They lost the feed.
Yeah. People are like, why'd you just go back to YouTube? Dude,
They should have never left YouTube. That was
No.
stupid.
But they got Flair coming in. That's gonna save
I
them.
see this is I don't know. I kind of take exception with the everybody that leaves goes, is it really everybody though? I mean, a lot of fucking people have left WWE this past
I mean,
year.
White,
They did take a lot, but they didn't take everybody.
Maybe you want Sonny Kiss and Joey Janela back out there. Would you rather that, or should
fuck
we
that.
fix the roster and hire Bray Wyatt? I mean,
Oh, I'd rather see Bray Wyatt, no doubt about
Okay.
it.
Right.
okay.
But then you're gonna have all the AEW fanboys going, Bray Wyatt, be inclusive. Where's Sonny Kiss? Where's my representation?
Nobody's
Nope.
saying that. You're
Who
the
says
one saying
Sonny Kiss
that.
hasn't been? Oh my god.
Literally no one's saying that.
I'm just
I have
saying,
not
if
seen
you
that
put,
anywhere.
if it happens that way, I'm telling you right now,
You're putting,
there's some
you're
poor
putting-
motherfucker out there that's upset that Sonny Kiss isn't on television each and every week.
You're telling me that was a woke crowd there tonight?
Oh, not
All
at
right.
all.
Thank you.
My god, what happened to you, White? You got two horsemen in AEW currently, probably the leader coming in. There's going to be three horsemen on that show. And the best incarnation of the horsemen was when Barry Windham was the fourth. And you don't want to see Wyndham Rotunda come in? Are you fucking kidding? You know how much money they can make off that? Come on, White. You have Tully Blanchard running the fucking Pinnacle, who are basically the 2021 version of the fucking Four Horsemen, except there's 5 of them. And you don't want to see Bray Wyatt get involved in this somehow as Wyndham Rotunda?
And besides, he's going to be able to use his own creativity.
And if he
even
has a
more
third-
than he was.
If he has a third fiendish Bray Wyatt type character, you don't want him to come in and see a blood feud with Malachi Black? What are we talking about? White? This is easy money.
Yeah, easy.
Come on,
I
sign
think
that dude
my
for
bigger-
3
my
years
bigger
and let him do it
complaint
all.
I'm just saying, my big
complaint
fear,
is-
my big fear is that this 1 point whatever million fan base that they have, I don't know if all of them are gonna like that, because they're not doing dance breaks in the middle of fucking matches and they're trying to be serious with that shit for a change. You know,
I don't think they're going to like it.
Like what?
I don't know if they're gonna like it to stick around, or if they start bringing in a lot of WWE guys like this.
I mean, the ratings are going up. I mean, I just read to you the YouTube views. I mean, I do everything.
I'm going to tell you right now, they don't give a
all,
shit
all the
about
statistics
YouTube
are going against what you're saying.
AEW, while WWE does care about YouTube videos and shit like that, and they tout that, hey, we passed whatever subscribers and we got more subscribers than the NFL, AEW does not give two shits about that. Their loyalty is to TNT and their advertisers. That's it. They could give two fucks about YouTube.
How do you gain more viewers if this is a way that you're, like you said, they're not putting full matches on. They're putting clips. If more and more people are starting to watch these clips, maybe they're getting interested, and maybe they're saying, "Oh, I got to turn on Dynamite," or maybe I'll DVR it and watch it later. You know what I mean? I think that's. I'm not saying they have to get 30 million like WWE, but I do think it's a tool they could utilize. That they all of a sudden their YouTube viewership is up like 60-70%, and just in the last 3 months. I looked at it 3 months ago. It was fucking atrocious. They barely got over 300,000 on anything. Now they're starting to get into the millions. It definitely means something. Their ratings have climbed during that time too. So I think that's maybe this is all coincidence. I have no idea. I mean, to me, the bigger bitch that I would have is, if Jon Moxley and Eddie Kingston are going to win the tag titles, okay. But my bigger question would be, well, why wouldn't it be an FTR? Or why wouldn't it be an LAX? Why aren't we doing more with tag teams like that? Why do we have to keep making those guys? You have so many tag teams. You got Varsity Blondes who are up and coming. You have other tag teams who are up and coming. But you have FTR. You have LAX. Let's do something with those guys. The Pinnacle has no gold at all.
They are going to FTR and LAX are going to go at it again on All Out because they didn't get a chance to fucking do what they really wanted to do due to what's his face's injury, arm injury.
Right, and they really haven't booked it all that well. It's kind of like an afterthought.
When the one
right
guy's
now,
when the one guy's arm is all fucking taped up, they've done the best they could with it. You know
what? I just got to say this because I'm sitting here thinking. I'm going to go on a little diatribe at you and WWE fans. Okay.
Hell, Lord.
Just bear with me.
Speaking of WWE, they just announced Logan Paul is going to be on Monday. Who the fuck?
That's great. That's over. Okay. Here's the thing. You guys say ex-WWE talent. They can't keep bringing in these WWE guys. For the past 20 years, what are we at? When did WCW close? Let's call it 20 years. Yeah, it's 20 years.
Basically, yeah.
Everybody is recognized as a WWE guy. Here's my question. Is AJ Styles, Shinsuke Nakamura, Tyler
Adam
Black,
Cole.
Seth Rollins, when all those guys' contracts come up and they go to AEW, are they going to be considered WWE workers? And if they are, I ask you, why? Because AJ Styles was the face of fucking TNA and you didn't give a shit. No one gave a shit. Shinsuke Nakamura was the face of, well, I shouldn't say the face because that's Tanahashi, but he was the runner-up.
One of the
Nobody gave a fucking shit. So he's going to be looked at as WWE.
Adam Cole.
Same thing with Adam Cole,
Yeah,
face of
I
ROH.
see your
Nobody
point.
gave a shit until he signed with NXT. That's a you problem. It's not a me problem, White. They can bring in whoever they want, and you guys are going to say, not you, AC, you guys, White, and your fanboys on Twitter, are going to say that they're ex-WWE guys just because that's where you cared to see them. If Samoa fucking Joe leaves again and goes to AEW, you're going to say he's a WWE guy, when in my head, I see him as a TNA guy.
Well, here's the thing.
And an ROH guy.
I think it
So you
depends on
tell
the
me,
guys.
White.
Here's the
You
thing.
tell me, White.
It
Here's
depends
the
on the
thing.
guys.
It does depend on the guys, but I know
Moxley would be
that there's a
WWE
pocket of
guy.
Correct.
AEW
Right.
fans. I know right now there's got to be a pocket of AEW. I'm not one of them because
Okay.
I'm happy to see Punk and Danielson and.
No, White, you know I'm playing with you.
Yeah,
there a
I
little bit,
know,
go ahead.
but there's got to be a pocket of these AEW fanboys out there that are going. You got 70-something people on your fucking roster, and you're pushing all of them on dark. look at fucking.
Wait, the only
Hold on,
people I
let me
hear that
finish.
from are pro WWE.
Let me
people.
finish. No, you got 70. I thought this was going to be a place for the indie guys to get over and the indie guys to make a name for themselves. I mean, look at what we just talked about it last fucking week with fucking Red Velvet. What did they do? Instead of actually giving them some credibility, they give them 15 fucking wins on Dark, which nobody watches, and then they're expecting us to think that they're somebody now.
Right.
I mean, what about Jungle Boy? What about MJF? What about Darby Allin? What about Ricky Starks?
They've done good jobs with all of them, and they're all
Not every person's good. Here's the thing: we need to get this idea out of our head that because they have 100 guys on the roster, that 100 guys are going to make it.
I mean,
they have 100 guys, and
agree with
maybe
you.
10 of them are
They
going to make
can't
it.
all be homegrown stars. They can't. Their roster cannot.
But they're
be
doing
made,
both, though.
Yeah, they're doing both. But what I'm telling you is, there's a pocket of AEW fans out there that want to see this as totally homegrown, nothing having to do with.
Where are they?
Guys.
I don't. Where are they?
No, those people that talk like that are WWE fans that are
Yes.
pissed that the people leave to go to AEW. Like, for example, if you're talking about Red Velvet, who I think, whatever, she's not a star. I'm sorry.
She's not.
She's not.
But when Charlotte's contract comes up, are you telling me that if I'm Tony Khan, I'm supposed to just keep Red Velvet and push her instead of signing Charlotte because she comes from the WWE? Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, of course she's gonna.
Come on.
Right.
I mean, look at the buzz.
I think you have to have a happy medium there. But they're not signing Hulk Hogan at 45 years old and Macho Man at 50. You know what I mean? I'm just throwing it out there.
Yeah, it's different.
You can fact check.
No, you're right. You're right.
And listen, I don't want it to be an all retro WWE show either, but we just talked about you said it yourself. This is not WWE Punk.
He called
This is a
Darby
different
out.
guy.
Yeah, and I'm curious to see that was.
So we're gonna see how he works and all that, and we'll see how Danielson does too. But I mean, they also have a credibility with the fan base that others don't have because they were in Ring of Honor.
Now, here's what kills me because I'm going to be on the road. I'm not going to be able to order the pay-per-view. I'm kind of pissed.
Why you gotta find a hotel with pay-per-view?
They got an app.
Yeah, they got an app, but when you're in the middle of fucking Paducah with no cell signal,
Go to Ricochet's house.
yeah, go to Ricochet's house. Hey, Mama Ricochet, can we?
Come on, you don't have a satellite dish on your
Mama
rig
Shay,
yet?
Mama Shay, hook me up.
No, I don't have a satellite. I ain't paying for that fucking satellite dish. They arming. Dude, do you realize that shit's like twice the amount per month that I would pay for Comcast?
Oh, come on, White.
And even then, it doesn't work everywhere. No, I can't afford it. Anyway,
You're a truck driver. You're a hero, White.
I'm a hero, yeah. You know what I'm going to be hauling? Fucking.
I have more respect for you as a truck driver than working for
What? You're gonna have the damn ice
Yes, I
cream
gotta be
bars.
Yeah, dude, they got CM Punk got his ice cream bars tonight. Those fucking ice cream bars had
Everybody
Punk's
get an
logo.
ice cream bar on me.
He pulled an Andy Kaufman. Everybody out back of the show. We're going for milk and cookies. But
have an ice cream bar on me.
and they got him too, from what I'm hearing. They fucking got him too. They had him ready to hand people.
I'm sure they did.
So my only disappointment is, and I know they're going to do it this way, and I know why they're going to do it. This is me for selfish reasons, is that he will not be in that ring wrestling before All Out.
Why would they? I wouldn't wrestle him before All Out.
I wouldn't either, but the CM Punk fanboy in me.
I mean, it's not like All Out's far. It's not like it's far away.
Throw him on Dark. Throw him on Dark for a couple squashes.
On Dark? No.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Hey,
Wait,
CM Punk.
you're telling me you haven't seen the guy wrestle in 7 years and you want to wrestle him on Dark?
He's got to get that ring rust off somehow. The fans got to
Yeah,
get.
you know what? He could do that without the camera rolling.
True.
True.
I'm sure he has anyway.
QT's gym. I'm sure he was there.
Yeah, it's QT's gym.
Rolling around with QT, baby, learning some shit.
From what fucking
Him in the Big Show.
From what Stephen Amell said, that when he was on the set of that show Heels, which is amazing, I love it.
I haven't started it yet.
It's good. It's good.
I'll watch it.
What's it rated?
I like to wait so I
It's
can binge
a TVMA.
Okay.
Yeah, there's some cuss
Oh,
words.
is there some
and
good? Is
tips
there good
and-
some? Is there some
Good
skin?
shit?
Yeah,
sex scenes or what?
episode 1, you see a little bit of the action, but then
So
not
wait,
much.
I got an honest question to ask you. Are you upset that OnlyFans is cutting out the porn?
Oh man, yeah. all those pro wrestlers out there who been slapping their fucking all those independent wrestlers out there.
MMA fighters. I saw a meme today. They're like, yeah, just be happy. Your local restaurant's gonna have a full staff of servers now.
I've been seeing like a lot of independent women on there that are like, I never posted naked pictures of myself on there anyway. It's not just for porn. I'm like, no, that's what you're gonna use Patreon for now.
Yeah, Patreon.
Yeah, put it behind a paywall, baby.
Yep, put your tits behind a
Patreon
paywall.
paywall.
Yet I mean, you know what you are? You're a glorified stripper if you do that shit. I'm sorry, folks, you are. It's just the way it is.
Hey, I'm not mad at them. They're safer doing it on OnlyFans or Patreon than they are in a fucking strip bar, especially in a city right now.
Very true. But Punk after Darby, does he go over on Darby? I say yes. I say he fucking goes in there and obliterates him.
In Chicago, remember when we were talking about with them ripping the seats out of the arena if he doesn't show up? If he loses to Darby Allin, they might do the same thing.
Do they do like, the bromance afterwards? He pats Darby on the head. Good job, kid. Whatever.
I think you get a little. I think you get a little piss and vinegar there to set it up, maybe happening again down the road.
You know what I do next? And this is going to be like, no.
I'd bring in
him
Wyndham
and Sting.
Rotunda,
That's what I was going to say.
Wyndham
He
Rotunda.
does the fist pump to Darby, and then all of a sudden he lifts Sting up in the air right there after the fucking match. GTS, baby, to Sting.
Like Daniel Bryan do a run out and fucking. I mean, the one thing I gotta say, me and Jim M, Jigsaw Jiggy, shout out. We laugh about this all the time.
Holy shit, they were.
We're like, you should call it
I'm leaving AEW.
Dude, there's a fucking run in.
Dude,
That's funny.
On like every match. I was dying because they opened Dynamite last week with 2.0.
With a run in.
And then the second match, the same
run
thing.
in, run
the
in.
same thing in the second match.
I even put on Twitter, I'm like, what's with the baby faces getting jumped every fucking match this week?
And that's one thing where I think that's Khan's inexperience, and nobody's saying to them like, can you at least watch what's fucking going on before you, so you don't do the same thing? Because we see this happen all the time.
I'm sure these things are half melted, but I just retweeted. There's an actual video of this guy Abe Kanan, 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 on Twitter. He's leaving the United Center, and they got boxes upon boxes. They're not on ice, mind you, so they're half melted, but they're handing out the ice cream bars as people are leaving.
They probably super froze them and just took them out.
Somebody put Tony Khan.
I gotta bring up another point to Mr. Fucking reality TV now and everything else. We just did an hour and 20 minutes. CM Punk, Wyndham Rotunda, Kenny Omega.
Bryan
go down the
Danielson.
list of people. Not one mention, and I would have never thought this a year and a half, 2 years ago, of Cody. Cody is like an afterthought.
Oh my god, dude! Did you see that fucking commercial for the reality show? It was crazy.
Oh, dude, I want to
son-
vomit. Like,
Bella,
come on,
the twins.
You know what?
It's so.
Well,
I thought he wanted
It's so funny. It's so funny.
It's
He
so
loves WWE.
Why did he come here to be a mid?
I don't know.
Again?
He
I
should
don't
have just stayed in
understand.
WWE.
He fucking, you know what my son did? My son looked at him and he's downstairs neglecting the baby and drinking with the friends, and it's totally. My son looked at me and goes, "Is this gonna be like Total Bellas?" And I'm like, "Yes, son." My son rolled.
Yeah, it's Total Bellas with Cody.
Total Cody.
My 12-year-old son rolled his eyes
With the
and
chocolate MILF.
my 12-year-old son rolled his eyes and went, "Jeez."
And I'm just gonna throw a disclaimer out there. No one out there could get mad at me for saying chocolate MILF because she's selling T-shirts that say chocolate MILF. By the way,
How long
so
before?
it's not like me being an asshole. She's selling those
It's
T-shirts.
cool, it's fun, and it's different.
How long? Speaking of Cody,
It
'cause
is different.
this happened to Cody, and this happened to Cody in Ring of Honor, and I'll never forget it. How long before someone looks at CM Punk and goes, "When are you gonna bring out your hot ass wife?"
It probably happened already.
She's trending on Twitter right now.
Yeah, of course.
Somebody put a picture of that fan crying with his hand reaching out, and the caption is, "And he blessed the fans in the building with free ice cream."
The one thing is, if they do go that route and she does come back, I could just keep them separate though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
You know, I hate that.
Her and-
You always get it with fucking Bennett and Maria, and it's just the act is just old.
Yep.
AC, your favorite fan was there tonight too. I don't know if you noticed.
I saw him.
The
T-shirt
Brock,
guy, yeah.
Dassey?
the Brock Lesnar guy.
No, Brock Lesnar guy.
Brock Lesnar guy. The guy
With
Oh,
his,
was
with his.
he was there with his Extreme Couture
That he bought
same T-shirt he's been wearing. I had that T-shirt in 2008.
He
This
bought it
fucker's
at
still wearing
Walmart. You know he did.
it. I didn't get it at Walmart. I don't remember where. I got it at Mickey Finn's, but
You know, I
it
tweeted.
was probably at Walmart when he got
I
it.
tweeted this morning, and I'm like, all right, AC, if they're doing this, you know it's real. The fucking fight shop in Vegas, the Las Vegas
Yeah.
fight shop, moved the CM Punk T-shirts to the
To the
AEW section.
wall. Yeah, they did do that. That's true.
And I mentioned it. To,
I mean, I think given his commentary earlier in the week when he was doing the event on Fight Pass,
gotta watch those inside jokes.
and I mean, you know, once you heard that, it was like you knew he was coming anyway, but it was like he's literally telling everybody who's watching this right now that he's going to be on AEW on Friday.
So
you know
a couple of tweets here. Keith Lee tweets out an hour ago, "Pro wrestling is wild. I love it. Not in the world you're living in, buddy."
Yeah, you know what that means? I can't wait to leave and get signed by Khan.
Evil Uno tweets out. I love Evil Uno's Twitter, by the way. It's totally Evil Uno is co-workers with CM Punk. Sammy
That is kind of funny.
Sammy Guevara goes best in the world versus the best ever. I would love to see the GTS versus the GTH.
Hey, sign me up for that match. That match, him and Spears, that match was awesome this week, I thought.
Yeah, I love that fucking top rope fucking cutter.
Yeah,
Oh
that
my-
was sick.
Now, here's
Yeah.
what kills me. It looked better live than when they showed it in the replay. I'm like, God damn, when you showed it from a wide angle like that, it didn't look as good. But when you
Yeah.
showed it up nice and tight and then went down to the wide angle, it fucking looked amazing.
Spears is a stud too, but I'm glad that Sammy's getting that rub now.
Somebody,
I know he's super over in his hometown and all that
somebody-
too, but
Somebody posted a meme on Twitter. It's fucking Jeff Goldblum's character from Jurassic Park when he's looking up at the Brontosaurus or whatever and he's smiling. And it's like,
Yeah.
you did it, you crazy son of a bitch. You did it.
I guess that one's to Tony Khan.
The one thing that I did love about CM Punk's entrance is when they cut to that side shot of him he's looking at the right-hand side of the arena if you're going down the ramp, and you just see the sea of fans behind him. Their camera work, their production was second to none tonight. Let's see here. Somebody is posting the bars are real and it's made in Chicago, 100% delicious, one cool treat. And it's made by a company called Pretty Cool. It's rich custard style ice cream with Madagascar vanilla. Ooh, Punk spared no expense.
Yes.
Dipped in our signature chocolate shell, and it's the best in the world CM Punk chocolate covered vanilla bean ice cream bar. If
There
they
you
were
go.
smart, they would get on this and sell them everywhere.
Yep. Right alongside the Wyndham Bar.
The keto-friendly Wyndham bar, I hope. Anyway,
The Sister Abigail Bar.
the Sister Abigail bar. They can't use that. It's trademarked.
That's right.
They can use Sister Rotunda, but
There you go.
So wait, I gotta ask you, switch gears here a little bit, because I know you love nursery rhymes. What'd you think of the sing along with Jericho? The one thing I'm gonna throw a caveat out there. I wish AEW AEW. I wish they stayed out of it. They practically begged the fans to sing it.
they posted
They had
the lyrics.
to know that they were gonna sing the fucking song.
Yeah.
Just let it happen organically.
They
'cause it was
posted
gonna
the
happen.
lyrics on their Twitter like 2 days before.
Yeah,
Now I will
yeah,
tell you,
I agree. They
this is
they
the
should have
only
just let it
time.
happen.
This is the only time where a sing along is warranted. They were singing along to Cult of Personality after Punk's promo, and I
know
loved
I
it.
heard that. I was
loved it.
actually thinking about you when they were, because I was like, oh, they're gonna be singing along to this one too. Like,
I loved it.
it's gonna be a white nightmare.
Them guys. I don't mind it as much as I don't mind the singing along with the entrance music as much as as I hate when they fucking put every chant to the tune of Seven Nation Army by the White Stripes,
You know what we need?
which I gave.
AEW All Out. Justin Roberts in the ring. This next match is scheduled for one fall.
Yeah.
They haven't. Hey, I give them credit, and I told you guys this on the last thing we did. I believe. The last few weeks, I've been loving these crowds. You know, they
They're
cheer.
into it, man.
Besides the fact that they fucking don't call out the referee during Young Bucks matches, I love this shit. You know.
Can we ask a serious question too? If you're from another wrestling company, Ring of Honor, MLW, Impact, hell, even WWE. Let's see what happens with them. Are you not watching what AEW's doing here with these live crowds? Like, what are you missing here? What are you missing? Okay, you know what? In certain places, maybe I didn't see one fucking person with a goddamn. I mean, maybe there was one. Most of the people that have their fucking masks on when they were like,
Not a
Punk.
one. Well,
They were like, yeah, what are gonna arrest the whole arena, dude? That's the other thing. AEW just like maybe they were watching the UFC and saw what Dana White did when he was just like raised two double middle fingers and was like, yeah, I'm going to fill an arena in Jacksonville, and I'm going to fill an arena in Texas, and I'm going to fill an arena in Arizona, and I'm going to fill one in Las Vegas, and then I'm going to go back to Texas, and I'm going to go back. You know what I mean? Like, what are these other companies thinking? Like, ROH has a bubble. I mean, I wonder why nobody wants to watch your show.
You know, ever since I said about baseball the other night, every time now, like I sent you the MLW canceled their show and moved it to 2022. I'm thinking to myself, there's baseball games every fucking night.
Every night.
What are you doing? Oh, yeah,
Football-
but the baseball game's
football
outside.
crowds.
Yeah, well, guess what you got to walk through to get to the outside? It's called inside.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't watch the NBA playoffs, but I heard there was good crowds.
Yeah.
The hockey playoffs, there was good crowds. I mean, and listen, Khan's doing it. They're finding a way. Like, what are you waiting for? Like,
I don't get
what
it.
are you're killing your company.
I mean,
Like,
yeah, they're counting cases. They're counting cases of the Delta variant. Okay, well, you
I
keep counting your
guess.
cases, and okay, because it's never gonna fucking go away.
Hey, listen, Edwards, you know, I have somebody very close to my family who's in the medical field who's not in any way conservative, is telling me and everybody in our family that this is all hype right now. So
Yep.
I take that for what you will. And this is a person that we had to wear a mask or be outside with every time I saw that side of the family for a year.
So CM Punk put apparently David Bixenspan is putting some stuff on the media scrum. CM Punk is saying on the scrum that the entirety of the AEW staff and roster being able to keep Brody Lee's illness private greatly increases his trust in the company. I'll give him credit on that one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good point.
Yep.
Good point, Punk.
He goes, ask a question that everyone wanted answered in a way that was clearly phrased, expecting the most optimistic version of the answer possible. Gets annoyed, answer missing that I was asking the question that way. Even apparently Bixenspan asks a question on this damn scrum that's pissing people off.
Asking a question on what?
This media
The
scrum
media
thing.
scrum. The con
Oh.
post show, whatever.
Oh, okay.
Hi, Tony. Great pay-per-view tonight.
Hey,
Is that
listen,
what he said? Maybe that's
CM
what
Punk
everybody-
looked scared of the Delta variant tonight. He jumped right into the fans.
Yeah.
I mean, right? I mean,
Oh, God.
he obviously didn't have a beard.
How long before the Max Caster fucking woke idiots jump on that shit? Because it's the same group. The same people who go after Max Caster are the same people who are fucking gonna. He wasn't wearing a mask and he jumped in his super spreader. Oh, give me a fucking
who
break,
gives
you
a
woke
fuck?
bitches.
You know what you do? You raise a double barrel and say, fuck
There
you.
you go.
Like
That's right.
Ron DeSantis in Florida does every day.
Yep, like
Well-
Wyndham Rotunda does every time he gets up in the morning. Fuck you, white.
So what you do is be the opposite of Hangman Page. Here's what happened. I'm a CM Punk fan now, and I'm not a Hangman Page fan. the axis has shifted.
White, what was the best lineup of the Four Horsemen? Just say I'm right. Say I'm right, White.
I'm gonna give you an answer that you're gonna fucking trash. So I'm not.
Uh-oh.
Hollywood is pissed about this Wyndham thing. He's not letting it go.
That's the only hotel chain. That's the only hotel chain he'll stay at is the Wyndhams. He goes in Wyndham.
If
Speaking
you
of
say-
Wyndham Rotunda, Bo Dallas had a broken neck before.
I'm gonna
he
tell you
got
right now,
cut.
it's Flair.
That's true.
It's Flair.
Dean Malenko.
Benoit. I like
Chris
them.
Benoit.
I like those four, the late '90s ones.
How is that the best version? Come on.
Because that's the one he watched in Lifetime, probably.
Yeah.
You know,
It's what I
Can't
grew
be
up
the
with.
best version.
I get it, White. I get it.
Yeah, and all these fans you hate cheered for the Young Bucks. It's what they grew up with.
Yeah, but the Four Horsemen.
Checkmate, White.
They're not doing. Yeah,
Sam White, right?
but they weren't doing dance breaks and all this other goofy shit in the middle of their matches either. So.
Who
Neither
does
were the
dance
Young
break?
Bucks.
Bray Wyatt never did.
I mean, the Bullet Club Young Bucks were doing that.
I can't wait for Bray Wyatt to come in and just.
I want him even more now because I know.
Yeah,
it's
me
gonna-
too. I can't wait till he double choke slams FTR and sends him back to WWE. White.
Look, listen. If he comes
Maybe
in,
we can bring in Trevor Lee and he can job to
Hey.
Wyndham Rotunda.
fucking Trevor Lee is the best thing on NXT right now. Okay.
That's what I hear. That's what I hear.
Now, when he moves up to the main roster and they ruin them, and then he shows up in AEW, then you'll jump on the bandwagon. So
I don't think he's gonna move up.
I hope he doesn't. But then again,
I think you might be safe, White.
with
I
these-
think Vince looks at him and goes, "What the hell am I gonna do with that, pal?"
with these changes they're getting ready to make, I wouldn't be surprised if in 6 months he's released anyway.
Look at his chest
So
hair,
they
pal.
had an open tryout in Vegas
Oh.
this week.
Yeah, did you
and they
see?
signed
Did you see
13
the?
to 16?
Did you see
people.
the media scrum that Paul did after the tryout?
I
No.
did not.
And somebody was asking him about all the changes, and he had to really fucking cover and go, the way we.
Are you
scout-
talking about Paul as in Triple H?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. The way we scout talent really hasn't changed. And you could tell he's like a sad. You can see it in his eyes. He's a sad,
I mean, do you
broke
blame
down.
him?
No, not at all. He's a sad, broke down dad who has just had to lead his kids and tell them that their wishes, their dreams will never come true because of a 70-year-old fucking man.
Let's be honest here for a second. If you're him, if you're Triple H, and you're watching what's going on in AEW right now and the momentum they have and everything else, and you see your vision for what you've been trying to do with NXT for the last 5-6 years now, and it's all been pulled out from under you. You were doing that before they were. And you never were able to go all the way with it because you were the third brand and whatever else. And then Vince would bring your guys to the main roster and have to de-NXT them or whatever the fuck they call it. Work the NXT out of them is what they're
Yep.
saying now.
Yep.
Yeah.
And you did all this work. You had a Bushi there. You brought in all these guys. He's the reason they even tried a 205 Live. They fucked it up, don't get me wrong, but he's the reason they tried it. You know, he did all this stuff. You get Adam Cole, you get all these different guys, you get Kevin Owens. You do all that work. You have a vision for where wrestling is headed. And your father-in-law cuts your dick off.
Yep.
I'm telling you right now, if I'm him, now this is never going to happen. If I'm him,
Quit and start your own company.
No, not start my own company, but I definitely look at the old man and go, look, dude, what you're fucking doing is wrong. And I'm not gonna be the one to sit around and watch it fucking burn around me once you're dead. I'm fucking leaving. I don't care if your daughter divorces me. She can't get alimony out of me. She makes more money than I do. We'll split custody of my fucking kids.
Maybe he doesn't want to
Bye.
divorce his wife.
Maybe he
Bye.
loves his wife, White. What are you
Dude,
talking about?
if he fucking
got
goes,
kids.
if he goes up to Vince tomorrow and tells Vince, "Fuck off, I'm leaving," what do you think's gonna happen? She's not gonna go with him.
What do you do? Or what's another option? Why don't you just go through the motions and collect your fucking paycheck?
Or you could call Tony Khan and
I was gonna say, or he goes to AEW
Well,
and you fucking hear Motorhead blaring on AEW next week.
Yeah, you know what?
The
If he
Ace
ever
of
went there, if I was
Spades.
Sting, I'd be like, I want my fucking rematch.
Yes.
Yes.
Get over here,
I
terrorizing.
gotta
I want
fucking
my
Yeah.
rematch.
I gotta pull a Hogan. I gotta pull a Hogan Warrior and get my fucking win back in '98
Yeah.
or '97.
Yeah.
Tony,
Dude, honestly though,
you have a
wouldn't you
spot for
pop
me.
for Hunter versus Sting right now?
Yes.
I would. I'm not even kidding.
I'd
I
pop.
mean, I'm not saying that would ever happen.
I'd pop
but
for Hunter.
I'd pop for it.
Hunter versus MJF. Blue blood versus blue blood.
Oh, that would be pretty sick.
That'd be fun.
Listen,
I'd-
MJF versus anyone's. gonna
I'd
be
pop for a
awesome.
fucking. I'd pop for a fucking man to come out there and go. You know, I tried to give you what you want, but the 70-year-old man would not listen. So I told him and his daughter to fuck off. You know, I mean, there's the promo right there.
I mean, yeah. MJF versus anybody. I don't know if people soured
To
on
me,
him because
you
of
know,
the long run with Jericho. I thought it was great.
it's brilliant.
I thought,
it was brilliant. That's how you make a fucking. All
yeah,
credit
I mean,
to
he was
Jericho.
brilliant in the match.
That's
I
how
love the
you
fact that he
make
won the match.
Dude, I want to see I want to see what's going to happen with MJF this Wednesday. Who's he facing
plus-
it all out? It
Well,
better
plus
not
the other
be
thing,
Jericho.
the other thing with MJF too is he's the perfect guy for a guy like Jericho or even a guy like Sting to wrestle right now, because he's
Him?
going to slow it down.
Okay,
He's going to tell a story.
Right now, Punk
He's not going to go 1,000 miles an hour like the
Mhm.
rest of most of these guys.
Punk just became your number one babyface in the company, and he's going to stay that way unless he wants to turn heel. Okay, Punk.
And they have plenty of heels for him to
I know
work.
I said this about him and Danielson, and it can still kind of hold true because you got years that you could go with Punk right now. The rumor is that it's
I
a
think you
3-year
got to go
deal.
MJF Sammy.
Hold on. The rumor is that it's a 3-year deal, okay, with Punk. Right now, Punk and MJF are Brett and fucking Shawn. They should be kept as far away as they can until this time next year in Chicago.
Yeah,
Punk
yeah.
and
You don't want to
MJF.
rush it. Yeah.
And the same thing with Danielson. You don't have to go for all these dream matches
All right.
with
All right,
Kenny
guys. Question.
straight away.
Yes.
Question. 3-year deal. Do you put the title on Punk, and when do you do it?
That's a great question.
Double or nothing. Here's what I think happens. You put the,
I think the problem is
who?
if you put the title on him,
Who does he face for?
you
it?
better have
Omega.
somebody.
It's got to be Omega, guys.
Oh,
If
he's
he
gotta
has
take-
Punk for 3 years, he's got to wrestle Omega at some point.
Oh, absolutely. No, I'm saying if he takes the title off Omega,
Mhm.
a Malachi Black, maybe Wyndham Rotunda. I'm just throwing.
Yeah,
These are the type of names we have to talk about to take it off him down the road. Now, I mean, I'm not that you want to take it off him right away.
Oh,
I'm
man.
just saying is when he wins it, it's going to be tough to take it off him too. So I think
Right,
that's a
right,
consideration.
Right.
But the
my-
one thing that I'll give AEW credit for, their title runs have credibility.
Maybe I just hope he doesn't pull a fucking Cody and go, I don't want it. No, you fucking deserve it. You're gonna pop the biggest rating the company's ever seen tonight. Okay. Regardless.
Another question, guys,
I
regarding
think
Punk.
that it's got to be. That's so difficult, Jeff. God damn it! Now you're gonna have me up all night thinking. Because
Think about it.
he's not the one to take it
Him
off
versus
Omega.
Omega has to happen.
Yes,
It
but he's
has to
not the.
happen.
I mean, who says it has to be for the title though? You know.
Why not? Why wouldn't it be?
You're right, but it doesn't have to be because it's a
It
dream
doesn't
match.
have to be, and I'm not saying it has to happen right away, but I mean it would be hard to imagine a bigger title match in AEW right
I
now.
think right now, man, it's fucking. You have him. I think him and MJF is the title program that I want to see. To be honest, can you imagine the
Okay.
fucking promos? But then, who does MJF win it off of? Somebody's got to take it off Omega first, and the only logical person is Adam Page. But do
Nah,
you have-
I honestly I think it's if you're gonna do what you're talking about, have Punk have a program with MJF. I think it's reverse. Punk takes it off Omega. Down the road, him and MJF, and I mean, you just set up your guy, MJF,
Yeah, but
the
Adam,
guy that
you're forgetting about poor Adam Page, who has to win this belt eventually.
I mean, does he have to win it?
Do you put it on Punk in year 2, and right before he leaves, MJF goes over?
I mean, do we know he's leaving?
Well, assuming that he only
Yeah.
signs 3 years and no renew.
Yeah. I mean, if anybody, I mean, if you really want to get MJF over to that level, you could. I mean, let's be honest. He could get a TNT title run in between now and then.
Sure.
I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, I'll be honest with you guys.
The possibilities are endless when you're talking about a guy who's like 24, 25 years old. So I don't, I wouldn't be in a rush, but at the same time, I mean, at some point you could get people seething to fucking see that program.
The Darby feud here is just like a thing to get your feet in the water.
Yeah. Yep.
I don't give two
He probably
shits.
handpicked Darby as the guy he wanted to come in on.
I honestly don't. Yeah, I'll make him a star. That's the thing. That's the thing. But the problem is, unless it's a barn burner of a fucking match, we're talking 5, 6,
I think
7
there's a lot of
stars.
guys that he's gonna have a better match with.
I'm wondering what's next for him after Darby already, and that's sad.
I told you this before. I wouldn't be afraid of going him and Danielson and just letting it happen.
I think
It doesn't need to build. It sells itself.
I think
It's
at
true.
Full
Yep.
Gear, you do him and Danielson and just a straight up match, no title, and you do you have Adam Page.
My God, listen to what you just said. What? Oh, God, these names were throwing out.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean, but here's what I would do as far as the title picture goes.
how did Khan do this?
As
I
far
know,
as,
Derek.
yeah, the problem is I hope he doesn't book it to oblivion shit. You know, that's the thing. He's got everything on a silver platter.
Yes.
Let's hope he can turn it into gold, and not have.
Here's the other.
Well, you got to remember these
But-
guys have some.
I'm telling
They
you
have
right
a
now,
lot of
man,
say in what's going to happen here, which
I
helps.
think Kenny Omega. There's rumors out there that Kenny Omega has been beat up. It's not going to hurt Kenny Omega to go away for a while and get some rest, focus on the video game deal thing maybe. I want to see fucking Adam Page at the pay-per-view that was named after him, Full Gear, kick out of that goddamn one-winged angel so fucking bad and take that title.
No.
Why? What is
I don't care if
wrong?
he wins. He's not kicking out of that movie.
No
Who
one kicks
does-
out of that.
who
It's
does
the only
then?
finisher. It's the only finisher that's still protected in
somebody-
the entire business.
Preserve the
Somebody's
finisher.
got to kick
Yes.
out of it eventually.
No, I don't want anybody to ever kick out of it.
Somebody's kicking
Ever.
out of it.
I'm with you,
eventually.
AC.
I really
I want
don't.
him to retire. And
I
in
really
his
don't want
speech
anybody
say
to
nobody
ever
ever
kick out of it.
Yep.
I mean,
I think that would be awesome if
regardless
that
of
never
whether he kicks out of it, but I want to see Page versus Omega at Full Gear in St. Louis, and I want to see fucking Page win that belt.
It could happen.
I want
Could
it
happen.
so fucking bad for Page, man.
So
You
my
know?
next question for you guys comes off the heels of me watching Punk videos last night.
Okay.
Okay. In TNA, he was in Raven's Flock 2.0, whatever it was called.
The Gathering.
Thank you. Why on the spot? The Gathering. I couldn't think
Dude,
of it.
he's been watching Punk shit for a month.
Me too.
fucking
Yes, I
back.
have. Yeah. Well, see, here's what kills me is I watched CM Punk versus Samoa Joe, their very first in the trilogy at ROH in Dayton, Ohio.
yeah.
And my wife looks at both of them and goes, "Oh my God, they're babies."
Yeah.
And I'm like, but
True.
this is Punk at his finest right here. I mean, this is, and then I showed her the fucking the video of fucking him looking at that woman and calling, "You stupid bitch, I ain't even got a goddamn eye," and she popped huge for that, so.
Gathering, Straight Edge Society, Nexus, the
factions,
Shield
we're
was
back to
debated his
factions.
idea. Do we see him do a faction?
Yes. Him,
AC?
Darby, Sting.
Punk do a faction.
Yeah.
That's your.
I mean, it's
that's your-
AEW.
I'm not gonna. I'm not.
I mean,
okay,
They
he'll
love the
probably win the
faction.
trios titles at
here's-
some point.
So hold
Yeah.
on, hold on. You just gave me an idea.
I don't think he needs
You
it. I
just
don't
gave
think
me
he
an
need to
idea.
do it.
You just gave me an idea. And this is a way that people can finally get that Punk versus fucking Colt Cabana thing that they've wanted.
Ooh. Okay.
Put fucking the Dark Order versus Punk's faction War Games.
All right, who's in the faction? Go ahead. You said Darby.
Oh man, Darby's in it. If Sting's up to it, you put Sting in it. See who else is out there.
This is not doing it for me. I got to be honest.
Of course it's not, because you hate the fucking Dark Order. But anyway.
No, it's not that. It's just not do. I don't know. This is not doing it for me.
But this is during Punk's cool-off period. Punk can't be on the top all the time. He's got to have that cool-down period. Like Kenny
he
needs
could have
his,
it.
like once Kenny loses that belt, Kenny goes away and goes on a cool-down period for a while. You know? So, and I'm not saying it happens in a year. Maybe it's, this time next year is Punk's cool-down period. You can't, that's the thing about booking. You can't have everybody at the top all the time. Then, because if you do,
I agree. I just don't
you
like.
got to
the
make
faction.
new stars. Punk.
Can you do Punk talking to
Darby?
Jungle Boy and telling him you're Jack Perry? Come be Jack Perry.
Here's
That would
my
be great.
protege. No, I think you save that for Danielson. He's Danielson's protege because he's got it in him. Okay,
I like both. Okay, I like both. Either
fuck,
way.
I mean, maybe you put fucking a woman.
Yeah, I kind
a
of like
woman
him
in
as
there with him.
Danielson's protege.
Maybe
better. I
maybe
agree
you
with
put a woman in there with him. Maybe Punk converts Anna Jay, and Anna Jay goes over to Punk's side of things.
Oh yeah.
You got a woman. You got a woman who I watched a video.
She's a woman.
I got to be honest with you, and this is gonna sound stupid because this is the shit that I watch at 3 a.m. in the morning. I was watching Allie, the Bunny's YouTube channel, and she does these stupid videos where she sits down with fellow AEW talent and they do Oreo tasting different flavors of Oreo cookies.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
By the way,
but-
there's a new
Dude,
apple
wait,
cider.
you get on the
Oreo.
road,
Really?
bro.
It's
Get on
awesome.
the road. Drive
Hold
to
on,
Paducah.
Hold on.
Drive to fucking Oklahoma. Drive to Montana. You need, dude.
You
You
never
need
let
a
me-
hobby.
You never let me finish. You jump automatically to, White's just a good old boy and doesn't know what he's talking about. Let me finish.
I didn't
Racist.
say you don't know what you're talking about.
Racist.
Like, why are you watching the bunny eating Oreos? I just don't
Fucking-
understand.
I'll tell you
Fucking
why.
northern racist. Go
I'll
ahead.
tell you why. She did one with a character who got more over, and I put this on Twitter. She got more over with me in an Oreo tasting video than she has in anything she's done on AEW television. Abaddon. That is a fucking character that is fucking hilarious, man. And fucking so
Hilarious.
good. Dude, you watch
Shouldn't
her
she
in-
be like horror and
but
evil?
watch her in this video. She does horror.
Well, I
and
mean, they already ruined her. So.
They did. They fucking did.
Yeah, they
but
did.
man,
They ruined her with the Sheeta thing.
they
Yep.
so did. But I mean,
Where's Sheeta?
who gives a fuck?
Hey,
Maybe that's gonna be Sheeta will be in Punk's faction.
we like Sheeta around
Oh,
here.
yeah, Sheeta.
Sheeta.
Have you seen Sheeta's YouTube videos?
Nope.
Oh
We're
my
just on
god, pal. I'll hook you up, boy.
You don't need Oreos.
I'll hook you
You
up.
might
What
need
is-
a sock or
well,
something.
what is-
Yeah.
Not
what is-
Oreos.
Tissue,
what is she?
whatever.
What is it? Only what is it? The Kushida, the Hikaru Shida OnlyFans? Is that what you're gonna direct me to?
No, it's like her old Japanese. What would you call it, Edwards? What do you call it?
I can't remember what they're called, but they're
Yeah,
like, her sexy softcore
Oh,
Yeah.
jeez.
shit.
it's on YouTube. How bad could it be?
Anyway,
It's.
but
Oh god, yeah.
Punk. I mean, if
Shit.
you're,
in the shower.
Sheeta doesn't have enough gravity for.
but the faction
for
thing,
Joe
I
White.
could. No, she doesn't, man.
No, she doesn't.
She's not sturdy enough for me. I don't like them.
I know your game, Joe
I
White.
don't like them ones. AC.
Oh, so can I tell you? I have an
AC
inside scoop on a signing recently.
AC. You may
Connecticut.
be. You may be.
Magic Mike.
Oh Lord, he gets signed.
Oh, it's in the same building.
he
though.
gets signed to.
Well,
NEW.
no. The same building as Trivia.
Magic
Forgot
Mike
which-
is coming to NEW, and AC is flipping out over it.
Yeah, no. Actually, guess who's coming to AEW?
NEW.
Oh yeah, NEW. Sorry, Flippy Midcarter.
Osprey.
Osprey. Yeah,
Yeah.
Osprey.
If
But
if
anyway,
pay
there
the-
was a there
you
was
know
a
what I
signing.
think about? You know what I think about that NEW thing? The same thing with fucking like CWF was. If you pay them, they will come. They just
Yeah, well, I
this
mean,
dude has a
li-
lot of fucking
listen,
money and
He did 2 shows last weekend, and he averaged like 3,200 fans each. He did like 6,500 fans in 2 days. That's pretty good.
Super spreader. Yeah. Great job.
Yeah.
Speaking of Osprey, there's another one that
Hey,
is-
one of them was outside. You're all right.
Speaking of Osprey, next year, either Double or Nothing or all out, Osprey and Danielson. That's your fucking money.
It could happen in Japan, right?
He's
Forbidden
not going.
Door.
He's not going back to Japan right now.
You said next year.
Well, you don't. Well, with the way we're going, this shit ain't going away anytime soon.
Oh yeah.
Forbidden
You
Door.
forget the people are coming from
Yeah,
people
Bushi.
like Tanahashi.
I want to know when Ibushi's coming to AEW.
Dude, people like
soon he'll be coming.
people like here's the thing. People like Tanahashi.
Dexter and Omega's downtime.
Oh, cool down
Oh,
period
yeah.
for Omega.
Cool.
Yeah.
People like Tanahashi.
Cool down on TV, not so much in back.
Jeez.
You call heat up and back. Heat up.
People like a Tanahashi.
Lots of friction.
People. Jesus Christ. It's like I'm doing that radio with Rick Hendrickson all over again.
It's like White House right now.
People, let me finish this here. People like Tanahashi and Osprey and fucking Kenta and all them, they're coming over here to work in the U.S. because Japan keeps shutting down every other week.
Oh, Kenta's been here the whole time, pretty much.
Yeah, I mean, it's because Japan keeps shutting down every other fucking day.
What
So
do you want? They wear masks 24/7 there. They're scared of everything. You can't help those people. Anyway, there was a signing here,
Jeez.
hopefully, in the same venue that Trivia did his stupid whatchamacallit. It was Shane Douglas and Sandman. And you guys there?
You just said
Oh.
Shane Douglas and Shaman, and I fucking heard crickets. Anyway, go ahead.
Oh no, because I heard like I don't know, static and then nothing. Anyway, so the
Yeah, that was my
rumor is-
mic because I pulled it out from laughing too hard.
Dude, since last week when I whacked my mic with my hand, I've been holding my hands like on my knees so I don't talk with my hands, and it's really awkward. Anyway,
Friction
so the
pops
rumor
me.
is Sandman was so trashed. He was like peeing on cars.
Oh, jeez.
and like just acting a fool. And some dude came in with like a super old like ECW shirt. And he just wanted to like show it to Sandman. Sandman grabbed the Sharpie and just signed the guy's shirt. He didn't want to sign. Supposedly Douglas distanced himself from that whole ordeal. Oh man.
Anyway,
How are some of these guys alive?
Anyway,
just- I wonder.
I know.
so we got Danielson
amazing.
coming in,
Miracle.
Flair's coming in,
Woo!
Wyndham Rotunda's coming in.
Do we know Flair's coming in for sure?
Oh, come on.
I know Andrade wants it. My only question is, what's Flair's role with AEW? If he really wants to
Being Ric
work, I mean,
Flair?
if I'm Khan, am I letting Ric Flair wrestle on my show?
No, I'm not. No.
no.
Right? I mean, I get it. There's one like Sting's that age. He's in his middle 60s, right? 63, 62, whatever he is.
Somewhere in there, yeah.
I mean, but he had a lot of time off. He's in really good shape. He seems like he really took care of himself. I don't know that I'm going to say that about Ric Flair. Nothing against him, but I don't know that I want those kind of liabilities, to be honest with you.
The other thing too is they brought Andrade in originally with Vicky,
Holy
then
shit.
then she disappeared, and now it's Chavo.
Yeah,
Are they gonna just disappear him for Flair? I don't like that.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
I mean, I think when he was speaking, he was talking about bringing in all his Los Ingobernables guys from
Oh my
CMLL.
God. Have either
Right.
of you ever been to the United Center?
No.
So they
No.
got like
I've never even been to Chicago.
Neither have I. I have been through Chicago, and I've delivered ice cream in Chicago one time. Maybe it was the Punk ice cream bars, but anyway.
Yeah, if you go to Chicago now, be careful.
No.
Yeah. So they have apparently at this United Center they have, which looks like a really nice fucking building, by the way, even though it's so old.
The house that Jordan built.
You goddamn right it is. But they have now it's the house that Punk saved. But they have the merchandise lines. They're fucking merchandise lines. This is apparently they say it's CM Punk merch is selling quick. They have a line going from the fucking merchandise table all the way around up the goddamn stairs and wrapping around the fucking concourse.
Wow.
The concourse.
The con. You need to get a soundbite
It's
of
a
just
Connie Con world,
con.
baby. We're just living in it.
Oh man, we're all being conned. We were conned tonight, boy.
Yes,
been
we were.
We've been getting conned for the last month.
And it's going to continue.
You know what the funny part is? Tonight was the biggest win Con's gonna have during this fall or winter.
Oh, Con
'Cause
right
that
now.
Jacksonville team is gonna suck.
Hell yeah.
They lost to the Browns the other night, so I mean.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's wrap it up, guys.
Let's
Alright.
wrap it. Sounds
it's
good.
about
I want to
that
go.
time.
I want to go watch CM Punk's entrance 50 more times.
I'm sure you do.
I do.
Sure
You know
do.
you do. You know you do too.
It still
Oh,
kind of feels
I actually-
surreal.
I actually want to watch it again. I'm not kidding. I'm with you because it was fucking amazing, dude.
Yep.
I never in my life thought I would have like.
AC's.
I
Gonna
thought
be
I
at
would
the-
like it. I was excited about it, but I didn't think I was gonna have that reaction. Where
I am
had
happy that you
goosebumps
enjoyed
and-
it.
Me
I'm
too.
happy.
Dude, I loved
Me
it,
too.
dude. I
I'm happy
fucking
that you
loved
finally
it.
came around and seen the light. You were saved by the second coming of Pepsi Man, and
Pepsi Man.
that's what I've been calling him all week, Pepsi Man.
The second coming of Pepsi Man. All right, let's wrap up here. But before we do, I got to throw a plug out because I didn't do it in the beginning of the show.
The
CT
Horror
Horror Fest. CT Horror Fest, September 18th. Naugatuck Event Center, Naugatuck, Connecticut. Jake the Snake Roberts. All your horror, pop culture, wrestling. www.horrornewsnetwork.com/CT Horror Fest. Be sure to check it out. Shout out, Sean. That's going to do it.
There's the old man. In the
Retro
punk
Mania
faction.
Wrestling Podcast Network, CT.
Oh,
Cool Truth Podcast Productions.
That's the big man in the punk faction right there. By the way, Murder Hawk.
Yeah, there you go. Actually, I kind of like
with
that.
with
like
Jake,
it.
Now you're onto
with
something.
Jake, by the way, this man right here was saved from the drugs and alcohol. There you go. Throw a little DDP in there, maybe. Why not? Why
I mean,
not?
isn't he one of like the 12,000 people in the Nightmare
Fucking
family?
Nightmare Family.
That's
True.
not a faction. That's a family.
Yeah. All right, CT Horror Fest. Go check it out.
All right. Good night, everybody.
We'll see you down the road.
We'll see down the road. Joe White's headed to the road. So
I am.
Me,
Watch
me,
out.
me in Hollywood.
There's a horror
Maybe
fest.
I'm just gonna call him out before we close up officially. Maybe one of these nights White House will stay awake and do a show with us.
Yeah, gee, it's been a while.
Come on.
Been
Like I
forever.
I mean,
said-
now that CM Punk's back, and the next week we got to get White House on.
Dude,
We got to
you
get
gotta-
his.
Hey, you
reaction.
got to get me on with you guys, man. I could do the shit via Skype on my phone. I just can't record anything, sadly.
Yeah.
So
All right, yeah, we'll get you, White.
That's all right. Edwards will
get you,
back
Joe
up
White.
recording because every
Yep.
time somebody backs it up, we never have an issue.
we all three backed it up last time.
Yeah. All right. For real this time. Good night, everybody.